And we start. Oh.
On today's episode of Let's Talk FGO, boy, where to begin? Where to begin even? There's so much things. There's so many things. That's why we're here. Because there's so many things. But hello, welcome to Let's Talk FGO. It's live. Because we didn't do it yesterday.
I had an adventure.
And I'm sure we'll get into that shortly. As we usually like to in our live shows. Kind of explain what's up with people and, interact with chat. But for now, we'll finish doing the regular intro. Hello, I am Omega. And I am very sleepy. And with me, as always, Lucky. He is very sleepy.
Oh, we tired boys today. I hope everyone...
welcome to the original Sleep Boys.
I hope everyone's enjoying Fate Grand Order, a.k.a. Back to School. And while we here at Studio Omega like to bring you the latest in FGO-related news and memes, we will be talking about current and future events for both the JP and EM version of the game, so anyone not wanting spoilers should get good going.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure why, because we did not record last night, so I wasn't up until the small hours, but I've been very drowsy today.
I'm eternally tired. That's why That's why I cracked open this Monster Energy Ultra Fiesta Mango. Sugar free. Thank you.
Honestly, it's probably, I feel like my sleep schedule's been slightly disrupted ever since the Wednesday night debacle. In case you guys forgot how that one went, that was the part where I was unable to enter Final Fantasy XIV and stayed up until like 5 a.m. waiting for maintenance to end. Because if maintenance had ended, it would have been great to get in there right away,
Mm-hmm.
It would have been nobody on those servers. It's okay, I fixed it. Go watch those streams. They're very long and cool. And also, if you're missing What's Up this weekend, go watch the first one, which is now titled Character Creation Savage, because that's really what it turns into at some point, is just talking about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I am constantly pushing button to join server. Anyway, we're not doing that right now. It's Let's Talk. Because there is actually quite a bit of news over the past week or so.
Yay.
Our last show was pretty short, so if you didn't catch that one, go ahead and check it out. I'm sure the algorithm didn't pop it around as much, but it happened. It was still good. It was just a little shorty.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, we're going to move through our regular show stuff. Although I don't know if whether it's good now or whatever, if you want to talk about your adventure for why we did not record last night.
It's not that crazy an adventure. It was Friday, people getting paid. My mom basically called me up and asked if I could help her for a little bit. And I was like, yeah, okay, sure, no problem. I thought it wouldn't take long. So my mom picks me up. I go over. Apparently they're having like some sort of barbecue, and their barbecue grill got fucking broken and stuff. So I was like, oh, let me see if I can fix it. I tried. I was like, no, this thing's fucking fucked. And they're like, okay, we're gonna go buy another one. I was like, So we basically went out to a few stores to do this. And normally I've been all like, no, I want to go fucking home. But I haven't seen my parents in a little bit. And I was just like, I don't want to be a dick. So I spent a couple hours looking for a barbecue grill. I was able to convince them to give me one. It's all like, listen, I'm out here doing stuff. I need a barbecue grill. It's like, okay, we'll get you one too. So I got this little one too. Uses God, what is it called again? It has a hopper in it, so it uses the wood pellets. It's a wood pellet barbecue. I was like, yes, get that even hit shit going on. But that took a couple hours. By the time I got back, I was just all like, no. Oop, we're done. So no, Lucky had to delay Let's Talk FGO yesterday because barbecue shenanigans.
Alright. And now we're here.
And now we are here.
And before we go any further, I would still like to shout out our patrons like Adam DeHarp, Architect 10, Bugs Digi, Carlos Dragon, Ferris, Jeremy Vasquez, Joseph Faye, Jonathan Sandoval, Legendary Boss Hunter, Lee Kessler, Regent Raptor, Rise of Kenji, Rogue Robin, Sharvor, Sean Pryor, some guy named Bob, Star 23, and Van the Crow. If you like what we do and want to see more, consider supporting us on Patreon. Get access to episodes early and lots of other goodies, and it really helps us out. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a new month. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me see their show notes. Sorry, I'm gonna have to do the dance where I, occasionally pop over to chat, but also look at show notes. Y'all know them show notes. So, we're going to move straight on down the line to our first item.
Oh,
Wake the fuck up, Senpai Record Second. For her tips, there's no audio intro because Lucky's on the lucky end today. It's not worth the extra juice. But yes, my pro tip for today, this week, is September's items, in NA anyway, are soaps, shoes, and spinal fluid. Thank you for giving me extra alliteration. So there you go, have fun with that. I'm not crazy hurting on any of those, though I have not fully leveled my Scotty that I got on GSSR skills, so... I know she requires soap for some ungodly reason. Even if it's not actually soap, it's still funny, because then it's Aurora Steel. Scotty, why do you need all these steel ingots? Don't ask questions.
She's literally rebuilding her castle.
It's her skills, not her MP levels.
True.
Anyway, we don't ask why skill reinforcement is the way it is. But yes, we're going to move swiftly on. Can I go back to because I still need shells? Nope, sadly, we cannot. Maybe you'll see a quality of life improvement later that might be cool. We'll see. But let's move on to Records of the Throne, our regular achievement topic. So, I have gotten the Grail myself. I have cleared the original 10 boxes and still going strong. Actually, where the hell is my... It's not plugged in there. That would've been
You
smart
can
of me.
see exactly where I am right now.
Yeah, I know. But I'm working. I think I'm up to around 15-ish. So, obviously, with the shenanigans, I was a little busier for a couple days in the week. But I should hit my 20 goal and then maybe some more. My personal main thing, which we can discuss more later, is just it's really hard to 3-turn the node for the most lotto currency because I don't really need store currency because people keep putting 0% NPCEs on their archers, and I'm like, how am I supposed to fix this? What am I supposed to do with this, guys? I need more slots to go 100%. You gotta help me.
For me, I'm actually... Well, I'm not that surprised, but I am a little surprised. I actually completely cleared the store. Like, Fate Grand Automata, just letting it go. It was the last round, which, you know, gave a healthy amount of all materials. I just let it go, and I just literally was able to buy everything.
Nice.
Yes, it is very nice. But... it took me a little bit longer than everyone else, but I was able actually to get my Grail front done and pick up my Grail as well. I had to do the last one a few times because it's dumb. It's very dumb. I've realized that the Grail front and the Grail and Grail front means Grailed Servants because that is literally your fucking secret weapon.
Yeah, basically. Oh yeah, I just realized I forgot one of my sub points. I've gotten like 4 CE drops, by the way. What the hell?
Yeah, no, they've been pretty nice. Pretty nice, yes. I think I've gotten a few more than 4. I think I'm like 1 week from getting my second MLB, but...
Oh, I'm not surprised since you've been running on automatic mode. But yeah, no, it seems like there's a lot of drops.
Oh, excuse me. Let me see here. But... actually, I don't know. But also, I've been throwing tickets at the banner, not because I wanted to get me another, like, Skahog or anything, but just because I want the event CEs, because that's how Lucky do. And it took me a while, and I probably threw a lot more tickets than I really should have, but I did get all 3 event CEs, so that makes me happy. But also, with all these lovely, lovely embers I've been getting, I've been clearing up. I did finally protect the Dioscuri's Smile. And I kind of feel like I've done some other ones, but I can't remember who. I'm pretty sure I talked about, like, Darius III, Lubu, and Zhongyu last week. I'm trying to remember if I actually did level up anyone else.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't leveled up any currently because I'm trying to chip away at my my QP situation. Because I got fairly low leveling some skills, so I'm just like...
oh, I remember what I tried to do. I tried to use the fucking 4-star embers to level Tomacat up, and I was all like, "This is a effort in futility. Holy shit!"
Ah, yes. No, I see. No, it is not good.
Yeah, no, I think this was like several hundred embers, and I only got like halfway to like 101. I was just like, no. I need to wait till my next like half AP fucking dailies.
I'm sure that will come sometime.
I hope so.
But alrighty, let's move swiftly on.
Swiftly.
And ask you, did you finish your master mission? Who am I kidding? Of course you did.
Oh, that's what it was. I was working on Reyna's. That's why.
Your master missions are really simple. You finished them, I'm sure. If you've been logging in and playing the event, you finished them. I need you to defeat 10 servants, then defeat 15 servants. Get 50 of each level of Scott coins, our new cryptocurrency, Scott coin, and then get 3 skill gemmer statue drops. Again, are you playing the Lotto event? Okay, cool. You've cleared them. They're done already. You did them like that. So yeah, no, you're done. Clear. Good. Okay. Then we can move on to the news.
Yay.
Big chunky news. Because yes, we do have quite a lot of these. NA been rolling out quite a variety of things and stuff over the past couple of days. First of all, we have the Back to School campaign ongoing. They brought it back again. Seems to be a good way to get some banners out of the way. So, I believe this is cumulative login during this time period because it's the 29th until the 12th of September. So log in 5 times to get a total of 20 St. Quartz. Very good reward level. Start dash and returning master boosts are up. So if you've been away from FGO for a little bit, if the Lotto event itself didn't get you back in, there's some returning master boosts if you've been away for a little bit. And if you have somehow stumbled onto this video and have not decided to play FGO, it's probably a decent time to get in. I mean, I guess the Grail Front itself is probably not too easy to get into, but you can still do some Lotto free quests, and there's a start dash, so.
Yeah!
There's a summon banner of Ilya, Miyu, and MHXA, throwing many people into disarray.
There has been panic.
You know, we get the banners that do the stuff. That's how it goes. But all in all, just another little round of our good old effects there. We've also got half AP rank ups and interludes on Ilya, MHXA, and Chloe. Because she does have a interlude for, you know, her stealth not Mew, Ilya buff.
Mm-hmm.
But we can move on to the next bit.
Next bit.
Which is we have announced Hunting Quests 9. That'll be starting very shortly, running from the 4th to the 11th. And according to my future seer powers of looking it up on the internet, the order should be Soulless Ones for chains, Enforcement Knights for metals, Golems and Valkyries for octuple crystals and soaps, Giant Mecha Boars and Automata for gears and cores, Demons plus Thug Yakuza Gremlin people, so hearts and spinal fluid, and then finishing up with Hydras and Centaurs for Divine Wine and Shoes. Also, because this is in no way telegraphed as a Guda Guda thing, there will also randomly be Nobus that show up in different classes. I think they drop bells. Large bells, not small bells, the new ones. So, there's a smattering of stuff. And of course, this is indeed actually, like, super telegraphed, because they also announced there's a Guda Guda summon campaign that is from the 4th until the 21st. So this will be a banner of Okita, Hijikata, and Izo. What are limited 3 stars? It's like Gilgamesh. Is Gilgamesh truly a limited servant? Who knows? But we do also get a couple of rank ups with this summon banner, which coincides partially with the Hunting Quests time period. So Okita gets her Shikuchi buff, her green card buff. I believe that's raise attack for 1 turn, and also increase attack when attacking for 1 turn. And Hijikata gets his guts buff, so he can double guts now. Yay.
Yay.
So, you know, a wealth of things coming. But they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming. Because we've also had the main story completion campaign 2022 updated. The deadline for spending your leyline stones has been increased through September. And also there were 2 new bonus missions added for story completion stuff for another couple of SQ each, another leyline stone. So you can have a total of 5 stones right now, and they're good until all the way through September, because the date to collect them is longer as well.
Mhm.
So if you're not caught up on story, you have even more time to do the thing. Huzzah.
Huzzah!
And now we briefly check in with JP as well. Obviously, NA has a wealth of good stuff here to check out, but pretty typical as we wind down off of our Lotto event and bridge into almost assuredly the. It seems like this month's event will be the Guru Guru Yamatai.
All right, let's see how many
So
stakes I
expect
have.
that pregame next week,
Oh, I think I might have enough.
because that'll
No,
slot
no, I
in
won't.
perfectly.
Shit, barely.
Rip.
Hang on.
Rip that man.
Yeah, no, because it's 18 and then 54, I think. If I remember the math right.
Remember that the things Lucky is looking at right now. We'll come back to that. It's funny. But we're not ready to do that segue. Because first, as I said, JP has some things as well. Which is, first of all, 26 million downloads from September 1st to September 11th. Slightly awkward window there. Log in for 10 of things, and then also, like, 5 of things for the consecutive logins. Ooh. Usual get your fun login stuff. The usual plethora of happy fun times to log into. Double suck chance, half AP on Embers, half AP free quests. During Ember Gathering, Space Ishtar is an NPC if you don't have her. You know, because they do NPCs for free quests and other stuff now, dailies. It's pretty interesting. Now, here's the big one. At least personally, in my opinion. A couple of these are pretty big. First of all, 5-star EXPs have been added to Davinci Shop monthly. They cost the same level as your 4-star EXPs normally cost. 4-star EXPs now only cost 15 prisms per batch. So they reduced the cost of 4-star EXPs and added 5-star EXPs at the old 4-star cost. So this is pretty big, I think. It's something people have been clamoring for a while. You now can just buy 5-star EXPs, because 4-star EXPs, especially for leveling 5 stars for those last couple levels, or for grailing, you know, God help you if you want to grail, 5 stars are basically necessary if you want to get anything done in a reasonable time frame, as Lucky discussed earlier.
Yeah, no, I literally think I'm like 7. I need 7 stakes. God. Math!
I don't think anybody in the current wave drops stakes.
Oh. Hang on, are there stakes in the fucking lotto boxes?
Are there stakes in the Lotto boxes?
I know there's bones, thank God, but wait, hang on.
Yep. Bones.
Nope, it's
Bony
just
bone,
bones, proofs, feathers, gears. God damn it, okay.
Oh, the Legend Node does drop stakes? 90 plus does drop stakes. Hey, there you go.
Okay, well, I haven't been actually that strong on this last round of farming, but, well, I guess I can try and figure it out. Like I said, my my three turn strat wasn't working on the previous one, so I was like,
Yeah.
So, well, let me just throw shit at it and see what happens.
The stake crisis is very funny. You'll understand why in a second, audience. Where was I? Right. Davinci Shop updates for 26 million downloads. Additionally, Idolmaker and Space Ishar's costume are now in the RP shop. As usual for millions of downloads events, there's another batch of extra items in Davinci Shop. I do think that means they are also doubling the 5-star XP buy, which is pretty good. But we have another batch of quality of life introduced permanently in 26 million downloads. First of all, daily logins now give 5-star EXPs instead of 4 stars.
Nice.
Yeah, I hope they can bring that one early as well. Because I'd love to see it. Because you only get, like, what is it, 3, 5 EXPs per week? It's not a lot.
It's not a lot, no.
So making them making them 5, makes them give that extra 1 there. Another fun one, monthly exchange tickets are now 6 items, not just 1. Keep in mind, you also now get these exchange tickets for dailies as well after the recent quality of life in JP. So now you have even more selection. They have increased even furthermore. So that's
beyond.
pretty good. Pretty nice. Love to see it. Again, maybe they could bring that one early, though I don't think they will. Though they have adjusted our monthly exchange items because they've given us access to some of the like lost build items early.
Okay, so we got one dude at 60 something.
Yeah, never know. Damn it. He's gonna take extra turns. I make an effort. But, let's see. Also, there's banners! Summon coupons. You know, those things? You like to see them?
Everyone loves to see him.
Obviously, for a Space Ishtar themed one, the first banner is just straight up Space Ishtar and Jane with Saber Wars 2 CEs. Pretty normal, bringing those reruns back. But we also have a second campaign for a variety of servants. Sometimes they do this for million downloads, but this reminds me a lot of how, like, New Year's or Thanksgiving for us will just add some randos, you know? So we've got a rotation of banners for several days long. For quite a variety of servants, you can roll for Ishtar, Aresh, MHXA, Raiko, regular Ibuki, not the summer one, and Amakusa, plus some associated CEs. It's the most for Amakusa. He's got like 6 or 7 Amakusa-themed CEs that are all on Raid Up, but there's a couple others in there as well. Like Aresh has like 2 or 3 on Raid Up, etc. So, you know, there's a wide variety of items out there that you can select through, and some decent rotations if you're looking for Raid Ups, you know. In addition to some old limited time CEs coming back, we also are getting continue to do their CE rotation effect. We're getting new versions of With One Strike and Black Grail, which will be added permanently to the pool after this. And also With One Strike will be removed after this, so you no longer have to see that ever. Which, to be fair, there have been some times when I have seen a lot of With One Strike.
A lot of Taiga.
They do the thing where they keep all the arts, though. The new one is Menkyo Kaidan, which is kind of featuring the Taiga classroom jokes from Fate Zero, the anime, because it's got Irie in the back and young Taiga in the front with a Naginata. This one, additionally to your effects, it gives you sure hit and also increases critical damage. Yay.
Sweet damage.
Yes. And the new 5-star one is Rising Mud Rain. It still features Black Grail. By the way, hey, don't think I've forgotten Lasengo. But not only does it give you 50% NP damage increase, it also gives you overcharge by 2 steps one time.
Nice.
And you still lose 500 HP per turn. But yeah, so this gives you the NP damage boost and the free overcharge, and I believe the stats as usual are different. And also, it's a very nice art.
Very nice.
So there you go. I think some of the CEs are on are mixed, like they feature both of them. Show notes. Yeah.
Okay,
And then
so
JP also has unveiled, just recently, we get to catch you up with the latest news. The next part of Advanced Quest. Advanced Quest Part 8 have dropped on the 3rd. There is new CEs for Chains and Stakes.
Yay!
Chains and Stakes. I said it was funny. you think we'll see with command code? Nah, no, because command codes aren't. I mean, they may eventually revamp the, like, 2 and lower star command codes you can get from the FP gacha, but, whatchamacallit, there's no way to, like, swap out command codes like that, because you don't get them anyway. This has been one of our complaints about command codes, is usually it's, like, one and done, or wait for them to, like, show up in the RP shop or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I do not think they will, like, they may refresh or add more. Honestly, I think they would just add more to the, like, 2 and 1 star command codes, because there's only, like, what, 5 or 6 of those, right? Yeah, there's not a lot. I suspect they would just add more to the pool you can roll. Because here's the thing about the CE refreshment, right? They're not advancing existing CEs, per se. They are swapping out old CEs and replacing them with new ones that do have similar effects. Some have slightly better effects or slightly better mixed effects, but generally they have a different stat spread. Like, the K-scope replacement... sorry, itchy nose. The new version of K-scope, for instance, swaps HP for attack, or is it the other way around, Chad? Either way, it does a thing where it has a different stat spread than the previous version, you know. Some of them add straight-up effects. Yeah, it swaps attack for HP. Okay. So, yeah, you can do different spreads for different units. They're not necessarily, like, straight-up replacing. They just have similar or the same effects. Some have slightly additional effects as they kind of rebalance them. But they're not really, like I said, they are replacing old CEs, so I don't really count that as, like, advancing existing CEs. They are taking old CEs out and replacing those new ones. Some are side grades, some are straight up upgrades. I think, like, especially some of the old 4-star CEs are, like, very simplistic compared to, you know, most modern CEs, so they've, you know, swapped up game design philosophy a little bit. Guys, do I need to float Lucky, the no back seating sign?
I mean, they're just saying what they ran for it. They're not telling me how to do it.
Yeah. I guess, for now.
If they start going, oh my god, Lucky, what aren't you doing? Then I'm gonna be like, fuck you guys.
Alright. I'm gonna preemptively be like, okay guys, watch your tone.
Nah, that's fine.
If you get past my step to actually annoying Lucky, then you're in trouble. Okay, but yeah, so... Yeah, I don't know if they've adjusted the drop rates at all. I kind of appreciate them rotating out old stuff for new stuff. Like, there are so many 4-star CEs that are, like, year 1 that I have like, max limit broken, like, 4 times over, and I'm just so gosh darned tired of seeing it when I'm trying to roll good shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Really hampers my skip gang energy, so... But on the subject of command codes, you know, like I said, I do not think they will actually rotate out the command codes that are in the FP gacha because they're still good. They'll just, if they do anything, they'll add more. And I wish they would add more because I feel like the default ones they gave us weren't quite enough. I would appreciate some more, but the command codes by their very essence are already, like, pre-rotated out, you know? Once the event that they start with comes and goes, then you can't get any more until there's a rerun or, like, a Rare Prism tie-in shop or whatever. But we were talking about advanced quests, so, like I said, new CEs for Chains and Stakes and new quests, but also, there is another quest, and now you can get a second copy of the Bone CE. That's right, we are eventually getting multiple copies. As I believe we discussed, you know.
Yeah, no, like, is it like a drop? Is it like a drop quest, or you have to exchange for it?
I believe it is a quest reward as you get the CE.
I see. Well, yeah, let's see how this works.
I assume it's because, so I would say this, I'm responding to somebody in chat who's asking why don't they just fix the drop rate. I assume it's because different quests have different drop rates, so they could improve like free quest drop rates just to give you more bones, obviously. But if they make it a CE that you can earn and possibly eventually max limit rate, because I believe people have data mined that there are MLB like coding for these CEs. It's just you couldn't get extra copies yet. Then like you said, Perseus Stark, they can take this anywhere and they can apply it to events or anything. So once you have your advanced quest, you know, bone buff, you can, you know, actually like take them with you wherever they go, which means it's just a flat improvement. And as somebody set up, they are slightly, they are kind of like challenge quests, so there's something you kind of earn to like simplify your farming once you're further into the game. They're probably not hard enough that they stop like just any casual player, but you probably need to have at least leveled your servants first, so, you know, they kind of soften up the blow once you're in there and actually getting serious about the game. I do believe they did also adjust some drop rates. I think they adjusted mats. Yeah, they already did it for mats anyway. So this is kind of an alternative. Like I said, they are advanced quests. They give you a reward, and because they're portable, right, you get to take them anywhere. They can just fix free quest drop rates, which they already did. I get to watch this guy get punched upside down. Whee! Ghouls are funny to get Shiva punched. But so they could fix the drop rates and did technically, but that isn't future-proofed, because if they want to do anything with the drop rates, they have to go back and adjusting, or they have to remember to adjust for new stuff, or they set them differently for new stuff. This is just future-proofed. We give you a CE, it gives you a flat drop rate on this mat improvement. Wherever you go, if you want more bones, do you have your bone CE? Okay, you can get more bones, kind of a thing, right? Mm-hmm. It's probably not the most elegant solution, but again, I like FGO, but you have to remember, this app has been live for 7 years. I feel like there are probably limits to what kind of adjustments they can do and how fine-tuning they can get without accidentally exploding something. The fact that they can just increase the drop rate like percentage with a CE buff is pretty neat, and I wonder how long it took them to figure that out. But yes, it is, in my opinion, it is future-proofed. Because here's the thing. Players are always going to want more drops, right?
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, you can't, like... I mean, I know that some quests have basically, like, 100% drop rate on certain mats or items, but you probably don't want to make everything drop 100% of the time, because that's very smooth brand. I know we talk about making FGO, like, more smooth brain in some aspects, so it's easier to play casually, but I do kind of feel like part of the design philosophy is that you're a little engaged, you know? And if you can just, like, guarantee your drop rate in one quest and it's, like, available all the time, then that's probably too simple. It's too samey. Makes people complacent.
Yeah.
And that, like I said, with the fact that they seem to have, like, switched up, you know, like, how they're doing reruns and stuff, I feel like they're trying to make content more engaging. So they probably want to just, you know, increase your drop rates. I mean, if they just doubled the actual drops, that could be interesting as well. I feel like the percentage of just increasing the rate at which enemies drops works too. Maybe that would be the next step after you get MLB all your advanced quest items, is you get special things to double your drop points or whatever.
Yeah,
who knows?
This one ain't gonna work. Sure.
I mean, yeah, if you do Gildan Musashi, that should work.
Well, no, I'm talking about, you know, consistent. The only reason this one worked is because I got 2 Arts Musashi cards in Wave 2, and she was able to Arts Brave change back into it. Yeah. But no, this one, firing Gil to Musashi should be fine. It's just... like, we only got, like, I believe a day left in the lotto, and I'm not expecting to be pulling the, you know, 100 or 200 that everyone else is, but I would like to get a few more, especially if there's stakes in this node. Oh, excuse me.
I'm actually farming the one below this because, like I said, I don't need coin drops. I'm fine with just the lotto drops because it's easier for me to stitch together archers most of the time.
Nah, I'd probably be doing that one too, except I need the stakes right now, and I don't want to spend pure prisons.
We're talking about the stakes. Yeah.
Stakes! That's right.
Like I said, I'm comfortable just hitting my 20 and then probably then some because I do feel like at least with the 40 AP just lotto currency run, I did get enough CE drops that I do like 1 AP's worth, and that's a box, right? Which is pretty good.
I am
also, shout out to the Grailfront maps giving you like a box worth of dog tags per run at least.
Well, once you hit like the 3rd one, I believe they do that. I do want to say I am slightly nettled that my 3-turn Musashi strat does not work on the previous one. Musashi only gets up to like 92 on the reef run. I'm just like,
yeah, it's because they're really trying to like I said, FGO wants you to think. They're really trying to make you think about this damage comp because with like double Castoria Musashi possible, if this was just 3 waves of enemies every time, it would probably be 2 smooth Bran.
Mm-hmm.
But because it's 1-1-2, you can't count on the refund. But
Oops.
yeah, there's still some stuff. Yeah, I did fuck myself by not firing Mana Burst Gems. That's okay. We'll clean up. I'm doing the show,
if I could
so
plug
if
Salute in a
accidentally take
wave
4 or
where I
5
could,
turns.
but I feel like that's really complex. Let me think.
But yes, so new advanced quests, multiple copies of CEs. Assume we'll see that keep rotating out. And then we know that after, well, not quite after, it'll happen in the middle, but currently, in about a week, after the rotation and stuff starts, the next Road to 7 will happen on the 7th of September, and that will be for Lost Belt 4. So there'll be more, Memorial and Super Memorial quests. You can get extra teapots, probably some rank ups, some summon banners. We will see. Will they give Arjuna Altar another banner? Or will they perhaps focus on some other units?
Let's see here.
Does this get starting? Give starting MP? Sorry, I'm looking at my support setup right now. No, that's Gran Cavallo. Okay. Didn't recognize that at first. Don't see that one a lot.
Let's see, who's a good single target with good support? Because Berserker, so it can be anybody.
Well, Chad at least is yelling like nuts about Estrella.
Well, my
Estrella did save my ass in some of the actual Grailfront maps, that's for sure.
Is my Estrella even leveled? No, she is not.
Oh well, hey, if you get some.
Oh wow, she's MP4. When did I get MP4 Estrella? Jesus.
She is a permanent 4-star, Lucky. For you, that's just like, how did I not do this?
Actually, yeah, that's a good point. Realma might be a good pick. Single target support and art support as well. That usually goes with my, but actually, let me see what I'm doing here on a lot of people. Actually, Estrella is a single target arts ruler. I should be actually leveling her. Let me return. Let me start working on her.
There were a lot of, because they had different class comps, there were definitely a lot of interesting nodes. Somebody's shouting comma buff for Karna buff for the Road to 7. Does Karna need a buff? His battery is a little small. Oops, right, I hit replay. That's not helpful. I was like, I'll adjust my team comp to go around the fact that people aren't putting any starting NPCEs on their archers. You guys have all these fucking NP5 10-10-10 Jarchers in my support list, but all of you give her no starting NP. She's only a 50% battery, team.
Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna need to do some work to get that working, but I might be able to do something.
Okay, that's close enough. Arash, remove these gremlins. And by gremlins, I mean giants. First skill? What is Karna's first skill like these days? Doobity-doo-doo, doobity-day. God, it's sorry, I just opened up the FGO wiki and I was like, right, the latest rank ups were the big batch from Anniversary, so there's just a huge blob of them. Some of which were required, and some of which were not.
Oh, Remy, your skills are only at 6. Let's fall back.
Yeah, I guess his first skill, like, 1-turn NP seal is cool, but on a 6-turn cooldown, that's a little annoying. And then the 50% debuff resistance guaranteed is a little slim jim. Gosh, though, I'm not wrong. His battery is so awkward. It's 25%. That's a really weird number. I guess that's
Reynez,
better
did
than
you?
some
Oh, I guess I just slurped up all my fucking writer gems with Reynez. Good job, me.
Well, that at least you can fix. Lotto boxes.
Lotto boxes.
Recommended as people said in chat, the recommended number of lotto boxes is just however many lotto boxes you have enough time and can stand to farm. Just set your own goals. Like I said, I usually content myself with, like, understanding that I'm not good at this kind of stuff, and just 20 is fine. I will probably hit more than 20 because I can get a lot of them. But I've also had a busy couple of days with some real life shit. So, you know, some people are, I don't even know how they do this, but they absolutely completely no life this, and I have seen people like, people reporting like 500 to 600 boxes in like the first week. I assume they were either using FGA or just they like literally don't have anything else to do.
That's how it be sometimes.
Like, no matter how many you think you're doing okay, there is always at least one lunatic who is posting screenshots on the internet of like, hey, I have done 1,000 lotto boxes, and you're just like, damn. Like, after, especially because we have a show and a community for this, after like a couple years of that, I was just like, fucking whatever, dude, I don't care. Whatever number I get is my number. I want to make sure I clear the minimum 10, and then I want to go extra. For this one, it has skill gems, so like I really care.
Mm-hmm.
I will remember to Manaverse gem this time.
Oh, it is for
but
all
yeah,
allies.
no, this is definitely like if they well, maybe they can play at work. Somebody got 1,000, they have a 9 to 5. They probably can either play at work or they keep their phone with them at work and can like run automata on it.
I mean, I can do that occasion. Well, like before automata, I like once I had a good 3-turn setup, I can like hit a few buttons, do a little work, look at my phone, hit a few buttons, go to work. If you can get into a certain rhythm, it's okay. But ooh, excuse me. Yeah, no, technically, okay. So I guess this mostly revolves on Musashi doing big damage in the back
as you often do.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if she can hit 200k, but if she can at least get a good number and we get some good attacks on the backswing, we should be okay.
I would appreciate it. There was somebody earlier when I was farming today who had a K-scope on their Napoleon. That was rad. That was complete smooth brain farming. My problem is people keep putting the drop CE on their John Archers, and I'm just like, okay, cool. I can't.
I honestly don't even think
I cannot hit 100% NP on her.
I don't think I can hack it. I don't think I've done my fucking support setup the more I think about it. I think I've just been like...
You are correct. I believe Loth... Was that... I think that was in one of the VCs. It was either in Fail Betrayal or it was Thursday after you went to bed. Loth was like, Lucky's a complete mad lad. No CEs on his support.
I should
go sometime in the past week.
I should go fix that. Even if it's the last day.
I have MLB'd one of my CEs, so I probably need to readjust my support setup because God knows which CEs I unequipped for that, right?
Mm-hmm. CEs adjust. All right, let's throw a little bit extra. Let's throw a little bit extra in here.
Yeah, save apples, preserve apples. It's good.
That's really. I think that's the main reason why I'm not going absolute ham with FGA is I don't want to literally burn through all the apples I have.
Yeah, if you tell it to go unlimited, then you just use up all your apples, which is probably not ideal. You know, we do have a story chapter later this year.
All right, let's check the damage here.
And also, fair warning, remember everybody, you're gonna want to make sure you complete this year's Christmas event the first time because you will not get it again.
Oh, X brings up a solid idea. If you just use I could use Medea. Well, it depends on how much damage I can pull out of here, but no, that actually might be a good idea.
Yeah, Medea's a little rough sometimes. But Medea works, or Kirky, if you've got her at NP for her. No, I'm gonna close. Or the raids in Guda Guda. FGA is Fate Grand... Automata, right? Yeah. It is technically an add-on, but it doesn't get in the code or anything. It's just an auto-clicking thing that, like, is designed to work with FGO, so you can automatically lotto.
I mean, that's 4 turns. It's not the worst.
Shit, there are Guda Guda raids, and they have eggs and steaks. Fuck. All right, definitely want to save some apples then, kids. No, it's Android.
If you use something like BlueStacks, though, I do believe the Apex still does work.
Yeah, BlueStacks is just it straight up replicates an Android environment on your PC, so it should be compatible, yes. Obviously, we caution everybody, be careful if you fire up a BlueStacks, knowing that technically, I believe you're not supposed to emulate FGO. But, you know, I don't think a lot of people give a flip. But yes, if you have an Android phone, you should be able to get it. It is not available on iOS devices, to the chagrin of many people on our Discord. Did I do one in the store? What am I doing right now?
What is my Apple situation? I got 202. I got a lot of bronze apple.
I don't think chat wants to know how many apples I have.
This ain't the worst, but it does require that I survive. Oh, wait, no. Fucking event CEs first. Heck.
Always a good thing. My filter on right now.
Yep, nobody. Alrighty, let's see here.
I'll continue to farm Emia's bond. I'd also fund bond with Urale. I've got Urale to... I didn't put that in the extra because it's good there, but I got to bond 7 with Urale, just chilling with her in my back row of my saber farming comp. Interesting, quitting the first wave. That does work sometimes. There's a lot of varied strategies. By the way, yes, in case you're wondering, yes, I am just stalling for time because our next segment is Mailbag, but I know Lucky is fiddling with things, so...
I'm doing the fiddly-biddly bit.
We can continue to buy time with chat because we're live streaming. And I'm okay if the episode, you know, cycles on for a little bit. The only person who's harmed by this really is Robyn, but with the VOD, he can just fast forward. He can just skim for when the time changes. If you're curious about my setup, by the way, because I'm farming the Saber and Berserker node, it's all archers, and yes, it does involve a Rash in the front wave. I gave that man a Bond Grail for a reason. I just can't stop a Rashing.
Oh, I have it sorted by... Okay, I was trying to figure out why the hell that was doing that. There we go.
Actually, that reminds me. Speaking of apples, did I mention? I don't remember if I did. One of the quality of lives they added is you can expend multiple AP items at once.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have the new bronze apples, because technically the other apples are copper. It's weird. But you can. Man, maybe that's how it is in JP, and they'll swap it back around. Anyway, but you can spend multiple of them at once. Like you have the usual expend more, plus or minus bar.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that means you can also you don't have to, if you have silver apples, you could just be like, I'll take 2 silver apples to juice myself up. Oh, actually, that reminds me, there was another thing. I completely forgot to put this down, but hey, I'm master level, what is it? Is it 141? I actually AP dinged in the middle of lotto farming.
Neat.
Yeah.
What is my space gesture at?
Space gesture is very powerful, yes.
Alright, she's only 666, but I'll put her out there for people. And I'll throw... what's good? What's good? And let's go with some...
I'm kind of surprised, Axe. Like, I don't know how you, who is notoriously behind on story content, how did you hit max master level? I assume just going overboard on lottos and stuff. Then again, I don't actually know. Probably main story quest should give you a lot of master EXP, but I don't remember if they do. Because that's when I go overboard. Like, you give me a story drop, that's when I'm like, I put my fucking Bluetooth earbuds in to listen to the game, like, all the time, and I will just play FGO for hours on end.
Nah, fuck it, let's put K-Scope on the cat.
Cat scope.
Tamago Burr. Alright, there we go.
Well, you lived for a little bit, weird robot tank. At least I'm getting a shitload of cores from this.
Yeah. All right. But now that that brain stuff has been done, let us move over to the Let's Talk FGO mailbag, the segment where we read what you have to say and comment accordingly. This week we have hit refresh. 17 lovely submissions, and we shall
Several of which were within like the last hour.
Really?
Yes. Some people cut it. Some people got wind of the delay and cut it very close.
People just, that's just how people do, I guess. But, we shall move swiftly and strongly on through them. Hang on while I stare at this. Yeah, no, I like Sheba and Roma because they give their support-based single targets. And they're enough to clear the first two. I need to... Actually, let me double check.
How did you forget Mailbag? You had an extra day. I mean, yeah, lucky I only posted it on Thursday, but still, it's fine. Just I tweeted about it even. I remember to tweet this time. And Lucky's gonna brain. I'm gonna step.
Yeah, no. So I'm braining again because now I'm considering: do I want to? No, John Archer. No, she's only 777. I do believe that. Yeah, no, Musashi actually has more attack than she does HP, and it's a little nuts. And 10, 10, 10, NP2. Yeah, no, it's probably better. I'll just have to pray for good damage on the back half and go for 4 turns. Anyway, so the first one here comes from Weasel that is pawn fishing for a Gouda harvest. And they say, question, with how Lysenko is becoming more outspoken / frank of NA's clairvoyance, how do you feel they will address any future NA updates / servants Divas to refresh the hype of servants that JP conscious NA players may have put into newer JP units? Question 2, what are your thoughts on the latest Chaldea break room, how it blatantly outed a character not in NA yet? Did they do that? I saw it being posted.
I don't remember it at all, because I just saw the feature and retweeted it. I didn't even know where. Is it in News Desk? Somebody cross-posted there?
I know someone posted it.
Oh, no, that's another thing I completely forgot to mention, and we should mention. I will interrupt Mailbag. There is a new Mana Prism CE as well in JP.
People are slightly dying.
It features your man, your friend. Good old Wodame. With his hair in a ponytail.
I mean, I think I've seen like other CEs of him in a ponytail, but like I think there was one where he was working in a kitchen. Yeah. He had a ponytail.
Should have let him know that. He's got to tie his hair back.
It's good.
Back to school. Flips. No, it was not cross-posted. Okay. Then it's been like a week, and I will not dig it up. So.
No. Well.
I do not recall that, but I feel like the two things are related, right?
Right.
Being aware that we have clairvoyance and not. On the subject of the actual, like, clairvoyance question, I mean, that's kind of what, stuff like back to school and Thanksgiving usually do, is, like, they take an opportunity to hit us with rate-ups that are appropriate, because I'm pretty sure there was a Prisma-related campaign, like, somewhere in the next 6 months in this block for JP. I think we talked about it. Which obviously they have taken some of that and repurposed it for back to school with like Ilya and Miyu, but also they've stuck an MHXA in there, and I have no idea where that's from, if it's even from anything, or they were just like, what's a 5-star we haven't given them in like a year? Boom.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been doing that pretty frequently with like slightly different New Year's rotations, Thanksgiving rotations, of course. So there's definitely stuff. And I think that's kind of how they refresh the hype. Like, obviously, I mean, honestly, with the 2-year delay for, like, major, what you would call it, like, major tentpole story releases, I don't think they got to do anything to refresh the hype, right?
Right.
Like, when Heian Kyo drops, They don't got to do shit to make people hype about Domon, other than just be like, hey, that banner you knew about, it's here, finally. People are like, yes, finally, you know? So, that is not really required. Sorry, I was just staring in vain as I'm, like, looking at Lucky and I'm like, crit, 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 crit. Ah, damn it. Always when you think it should crit.
Oh god, that was something that was killing me about the Grail front. Fucking... Who was it? In the last map. I don't remember who it was. I think it was Dion? Dion just kept critting everywhere. It took out, like, literally 3 of my servants. I was like, Dion, I love you, but please, stop.
Jeez.
Just, like, 2 crits back to back. I'm all like, that just ends me. Stop.
Oh, Mentions of Van Gogh? Interesting. Okay. I mean, like I said, they're Clairvoyance aware. That's this year, so... That works as kind of a tease to remind you, and if you don't know, then you don't know. You're just like,
Honestly, now that I think about it, I believe Magic Scramble should be in the next couple months. It's before.
Yes, if
isn't
they're doing, it's before Heian Kyo for sure.
Yeah, so that should be October, I believe.
Yeah, that will probably be our new event for October because they're doing Guda Guda Yamatai Koku earlier. So that'll be like early September. I would guess that Imagination Scramble will probably be early October. Listen, y'all, it's gonna be really weird. Like this area was very blank and stuff for there, so we got to sketch it out there. So there's definitely some really interesting things they could be and will be doing, I think, for us. But yeah, in general, I don't think they need to really like refresh the hype of servants. I guess the only thing is just like, not that that usually happens, though it does occasionally we get this kind of stuff, but like there are some servants the community has decided are not cool and will just be like, meh, snore. That's something you can't really replace with Clairvoyance. But in general, most new units are pretty good. Well, Lucky was talking about the last map. There's no Arthur in that map. The map where there is an Arthur is also a thing. Because enemy crit rates are percentage-based. Don't worry, we'll have a girlfriend final thoughts there at the end of this mailbag. But yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. Lucky, any other further responses to this mailbag question?
Not particularly.
Okay.
So, we shall move on. This next one comes from the master with the Grailed Okeanos caster. And they say, question, could Sentinels been used to implement proper multi-class servants? I keep thinking of both attempts at dual-type servants have fallen a bit flat. Jekyll is obviously terribly designed, and while Dioscuri is great, their dual class is little more than a bit of lore outside of casters' Avenger passives. Can you see a servant, whose class changes based on ascension state instead? Like an let me see, is this Akhenaten? Akhenaten?
Yep.
Sweet. Who goes from ruler to Nefertiti pretender or something. Sincerely, the man who will play Salem one day for real. I promise. Okay.
Well, I want to say this. You've forgotten somebody in there, which is a very glaring one of the canon multi-class servants. You've forgotten to mention Semiramis, who I think for her multi-class ability, her double summon skill, actually works fairly well because she gives herself the class advantages without any of the disadvantages of switching from assassin to caster. She does extra damage to actually, is it just defensive or is it offensive too? I think she goes to get the extra damage.
Mm.
And then, but still, she like gets the defensive buffs as well. Nobody really complains about that one. I think the main thing that people complain about is the fact that Semiramis is unfortunately kind of a otherwise samey Buster AoE, also Busty, Buster AoE assassin. Me, who has no 5-star AoE assassins, period, I really care not for your complaints, but, you know. So it's defensive, yeah. And honestly, as an extra class, I don't really see, like, they misstepped by making Dioscuri technically a double summon, because they do have access to all the passives that make them Avengers. The only thing they're missing is, like, bonus damage against rulers, but I don't know. Do Kiara then if you want that. What's that? You forgot that Kiara still has her, like, 20% extra damage versus rulers? It's true, she does. It's still one of her passes. As an alter ego. So, yeah, no. Also, I mean, I will protest. I don't think Jekyll is obviously terribly designed. Like, I understand his design philosophy. A lot of people, especially after the latest buffs, have been bitching that he requires a second NP. I don't really think he does, because like I said, you don't need Super Orion's NP, and he's great, right?
Right.
Like, they could just, if they just made it so that his buffs in Jekyll form were giving him stat levels equivalent to a Super Orion, it will be fine. But I kind of feel like people just don't want to bother after so many years, so there's a little bit of bias built up. But like the fundamental concept of when he's a berserker, he gets his berserker damage buffs obviously, and then his skills like actually get up there. Like that's good. But in general, I think they just probably the thing they need to do is they need to make it so that if you actually get to that is pretty good. Yeah. Also making him resistant to buff removal is probably important because that does really kind of fuck you up a little, I think. But yeah, there's like stuff to work on there, but I don't think that he's awful. I mean, he may be not impractical, but I tried to use him for a while before I got my Shiki. He was okay as an assassin.
Mm.
You know, because I wasn't... That was still early game, obviously. That was like 6 months in, so it's not like I was grailing my, you know, Kojiro or Cursed Arm. So yeah, there was some flexibility there. There's some options. That said, your example of switching based on Ascension stage, hypothetically that could work. We have servants who have different NPs based on their Ascension. Melusine, for instance, has completely different NPs based on her Ascension level, though her one of her skills lets you also switch them. Yeah, I think the main thing is that the default mode of Jekyll is, other than giving you a free battery to go into hide, doesn't really do anything. Like, I think they could make Jekyll and Hyde better if they did him today. They might be crazy enough to give him, like, literally different skill sets. Because I think they could actually pull that off, but alas, alack, we're here. It's like Geronimo.
Mm-hmm. So, let us move swiftly on, as I have nothing to add to that. And this next one comes from the hero who saved his 300 box goal, or at least will have reached it by the end of the event. That's good. Hi, Loki Omega. With the current event coming to a close, let us not talk about balance Sorry, I just had a 404 error. This guy who literally says, yeah, I'm gonna have 300 boxes by the end of the event. First line, second sentence, let us not talk about box counts. I'm just like,
yep.
I'm just pointing that out. I saw that. I read that. Everyone knows that now. You're outed.
The cheek.
But. With the current event coming to a close, let us not talk box counts, but Grailfront review. Which servants were the MVPs on your side, and how did you like Grailfront as a whole? We will defer this to a later segment, so please stay tuned.
Yeah.
They go on to say, though, I already knew that the event from JP, so it was very easy for me. Comma plus Art of Death CE is my undying killer combo, but maybe you have some interesting stories about the new mode to tell. As always, have a wonderful week, bless rolls, and stay healthy out there. Well, thank you very much. And also, and good. It's good that you're forewarned as you play JP. I will definitely say, we'll talk about this later, but I definitely feel like I had some growing pains and some realizations to make about the Grailfront as a whole.
Yeah, I had that. I think I talked about that in our show last week. Where just like, I had some anxiety about some of the early map setups because I'm like, oh, I don't think my classes and my cap's gonna work, and then it kind of smooths out later once you realize, oh right, the AI is dumb. But what if the AI not dumb? Ugh. Anxiety, anxious.
I mean,
but yeah, I don't really know if I have any interesting stories, but we can definitely talk like MVPs and strategy later.
Yes.
Most of my stories are just I did die or I did not die.
So, moving on, this next one comes from 2 years to plan the ultimate heist, getting all 3 Summer Valkyries. This is the thing that actually slightly concerns me, is with Lasingle's, declaration that they, or, the interview saying that they want to focus less on reruns. Will we have a summer rerun next year, and will people be able to get, a second Valkyrie?
Yeah, I know they're all stat identical, but they are technically all completely different servants, and they have a costume as well.
Yeah.
So I wonder how they might swing that. I mean, they got like a year to think about it.
I've been getting like 1 stake per run here, and I appreciate that.
Also, I mean, to be fair as well. God damn it, YouTube. We've hit 50 concurrent viewers, so YouTube's like, now's a good time to insert an ad. Thank you so much for showing up, by the way, since this was like completely unprompted, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just YouTube's being the goobus. We'll save that for when we need to take a bio break or something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, as I was saying, I was going to mention this coyly. Next year we won't have Road to 7 probably, unless they, no, they'll definitely finish it before the new Lost Belt 7 comes out. So we won't have Road to 7 next year. So they will need something in order to pad out all the months. Will we see reruns return? Or what? We'll see. But yeah, the going for the triple welfare trick without any guaranteed way to get even a second one, let alone all 3. I mean, it eventually give you a way to get your extra, like if you missed one, get more Mechalas. So, but
yeah, I know, because I feel
a lot of questions in the air.
That's the definitely thing that I feel weird about. It's like gotcha is gotcha, but if they like give you a welfare and you have to pick, I'm just like, ugh! I don't like it.
And again, especially because they're different servant IDs, and
yeah.
I know that like first of all, they count as separate servants, and that is one of the bonus master missions thing is to get extra, they get you extra whatchamacallits, right? Get you extra Saint Quartz. So now you're just like denied that extra, you're denied that completionism because you can't ever count them as summoned, in your list.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just really weird for the way the game has previously been structured if they don't figure it out.
Yeah. But that was a complete...
Also, no. People in chat are just saying, I would count all reruns. Yes, no, you should... At this point, we should not count on anything being rerun in future until they actually do a rerun.
Yeah, that's...
I hope they eventually rerun collabs because the rotation time on those reruns is really long. And, usually if they can, for case files, they still did it. They bring back in new servants and add a couple of extra quests. So... Yeah, I'm not gonna finish reruns unnecessarily though.
Yeah,
that's the thing, right? I understand why they're dropping reruns because I have been super slacking on reruns because it's a pain in the butt. But
yeah. I think the difference between for me is a rerun has to have a new goal in it to be interesting. That's why I worked on Himeji Castle Halloween, because I knew I can get my other Mecha Ellie through it. I'm pretty sure if people can get another welfare out of doing a rerun event, more people would actually do it. So I don't know.
Yes, I do believe that also for the level up Saint Quartz, they replaced that with they replaced that with pure prisms for welfares. So it's not like welfares. They've done a lot to make sure welfares don't quote unquote disrupt the economy.
Mm-hmm.
6 for the Road to 7 event. Well, also, actually, technically that should be 7 for the Road to 7 events, because there's no way that they're doing... You gotta remember, there's a shitload of 0.5 Lost Belts, actually. Yeah, so there's plenty of that.
But funnily enough...
bonus quests and stuff they could do with the case files rerun. You could get Saint Quartz, you could get extra summons, you could do a trial quest for Bastion, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same with when they did CCC, they added a whole new sub-quest chain with a Grail and as an introduction to King Protea, right? Oh, the .5s aren't listed on the Road to 7 site? Okay, so we'll skip those, but there's 2 halves to Lost Belt 5, so that's definitely 7. There's no way that they will accomplish, because those are literally like 2 separate versions of that chapter. There's no way they'll cram that all into 1 month. Unless they don't do anything else, but I feel like they won't want to do that.
God damn it!
Allegedly, everything is about, you know, go in there.
Canis is wrecking my shit!
Yes. The case files banner had, it had Hephaestion added as a new permanent 4-star, you know, started with that event drop. And also they added a new small quest chain featuring Hephaestion as well, which had some extra bonuses. God, if they do Lost Belt 5 as one Road to 7, I don't even wanna. That is gonna be an abysmal rotation. That's like 4 or 5 different SSRs. God, how the hell will they pick the memorial quests? Yeah, the general thing is, and I think they've been experimenting this more, like, obviously, for instance, Tunguska went straight to main interlude, right? No rerun. We just, 6 months later, main interluded it. So, you know. Well, no. Phoenix, I think you're doing this math wrongly. They did not dig themselves into a hole. They have apparently been wanting to do less reruns. And thus, Road to 7 feels kind of like they're attempting to, like, replace reruns with different content that's quote-unquote new, you know, rerun banners of important servants. Yeah, legendary. Sorry, we didn't ping the... We should have pinged the Discord, but we still got, like, 50 people in here, so it worked out okay.
I mean, we can still ping them.
But as I was saying, like, Road to 7s give you rank ups. They give you, like, some extra, like, master missions and stuff and things to get you some of your extra currency stuff. You know, they give you plenty of summon banners. So they kind of had the vibe of like, you know, reruns, but without the, like, extra... Oh, shit, I got that ad. You know, got those extra ones. Well, the problem, I mean, I guess they could add more. If they do, like, 6 memorial quests, that would be fine. The main thing is that they've been doing 3. Like, it's you know, don't expect them to buck the system.
That's the wrong, I'm on the wrong tab. God damn it.
Tabbity tab.
Skill. Alright, now I should have enough.
I guess we'll see how they handle Lost Belt 5. But, yeah, no. Like, they have done quite a few things to, like I said, and they've been running events. All events have been running for 3 weeks, to give you plenty of time to complete them. But I also feel like that's a little bit of a drag, you know? I don't know. They're trying something new. They're working on stuff. We'll see how it actually shakes up. You know, next year. Because obviously this year they've got a thing. You know, they're doing Road to 7 and they're leading up to Lost Belt 7. But they can't do that again next year. You can't do it. It doesn't work.
Nope.
There's no Road to 7. I guess you could do another fucking feature of all the past Lost Belts to lead up to whatever comes after Lost Belt 7, because they said there will be more stuff. But I think that would get even more old than reruns. So I assume Lasengo will figure something out in that respect.
Alright, and Reina's is done. I am broke again.
It happens. It happens when you do skills. They're very expensive.
They are very expensive. Fuck it. I'll go open a couple more boxes.
Okay, they got a bigger shop. That's okay. That also is kind of compensating for the reruns. Like, so we can say that they did not, they have not, like, blindly done this drop, right?
Right.
So they're trying to plan stuff out. I don't think that our current system is perfect, again, because it doesn't do anything about welfares, and it doesn't do anything about event CEs, of which there's still only 4 copies, which we're pre-fucked on, because
pre-fucked.
Yeah. No. Okay, sorry. Somebody in chat just said something, like, incredibly confusing. We'll do Road to 7 because we'll be leading up to the 7th Lost Belt. The 7th Lost Belt the one that's actually numbered 7, hasn't happened yet, but will happen this year. In 2 years, when we would get Road to 7, they will also do that.
I wonder if they'll actually still call it Road to 7. I wonder if the name is something different.
I mean, they might not, but it's still 7 years, 7 roads, you know. They can... They may call it something slightly different? Yeah, Event CE to drop in story? They could. I mean, I feel like Road to 7. Path to Nani. Road to 7 works, anyway. It's not like it's grammatically incorrect. This is probably not the most lucky he's ever lottoed.
No, I've hit like I think my highest is like 50 to 60-ish.
Yep.
Like I said, if I had been like a little bit more on the ball in the past couple days, I probably this week I probably would have got a few more. But like I said, this is decent for me.
Yeah, no, like because I had some extra weird delays and stuff. I was not doing a lot of farming when I possibly could have doing some other stuff. I'd probably be farther along, but I'm sure I'll hit, like I said, I'll hit my 20 comfortably because, again, there's a shitload of drops. But yeah, there's still things that the single can do and probably will have to do, right?
Right.
Like they need to find something to fill the time. There's still 4/4/4.5/5 weeks in a month. Doing one new 3-week event a month doesn't work. Math, you know? Even if it's just like a 1 week, like, hey, main interlude added thing, you know, there's still stuff there. But we haven't even gotten to this person's actual question.
We haven't.
No, we've been talking about the 3 Valkyrie problem.
I mean, I started with the 3 Valkyrie problem. I swear that was just like 15 minutes of you. Not 15 minutes, but anyway. Question.
Well, that's true. Chat did keep asking us stuff.
Question: Are there any servant MPs that you have set to always play at normal speed? If you have normal as a default, are there any you explicitly set to be normal speed? If you haven't noticed, after a few runs, I set mine to normal speed because I do actually like seeing the MPs, and they make me keck on occasionally. But if I did have to explicitly set them to normal speed, it'd be all my Tamamos, Sakura 5, and such things. You know, my faves, all of them, all my faves. What's that, Lucky? Everyone is your favorite one? Well, gee, how did you know?
Mine is normal speed by default, and no, I haven't manually set anybody to normal because I will always be normal speed default. For NPs, anyway.
Whee! The shading on Luvia's skin is top %, by the way.
Yes, this artist is very shiny.
Yeah, I'm out of... Okay. Anyway, let us move on. This next one comes from Moon is graduating university in 4 months. Hopefully, maybe, if the semester goes well. Well, good luck, Moon. Believe in me who believes in you. I'm still keeping you blocked on Discord, though. Question. Hello there, Lucky Omega. Hope you're doing well. What food did you try that made you instantly regret eating it? Can it be
Why are you always asking us about food?
Why not? Food's okay. I like talking about food.
Okay, but technically, I think it is actually... I guess it is about us, I guess.
Yeah, it's fine. Can be because of taste or whatever the aftermath caused by eating it, like sickness, etc. I mean, it hasn't been recently, because I've been better about this, but...
Oh, shit, my inventory is full. Cannot receive presents.
Oh, no. It used to be out when I went to go out to eat. American diners definitely have this fucking problem of, like, here, have way too much fucking food.
We do have a portion problem.
And I, being the absolute animal I am, will always try to eat it in one serving, in one sitting. Just all of it. For like a couple years, I would just be so bad that I would eat it all. I like ride home and stuff, and I just like throw up, you know, at the front yard because I'm just like, I have too much food. But with food I dislike, I'm usually like pretty spot on. Like I don't like mushrooms in general. I don't like tomatoes in general. You know, here are things in there, so I usually avoid things I don't like, and I try to experiment with other things. Yeah. Yeah, let me reroute this.
Yeah. I think I said in a previous episode I said this story.
Mm.
Oh, thank you for the super chat, Architect. I talked about how at one point
Thank you for burrito money.
I think it was a Red Lobster chocolate lava cake. It was definitely too much food, and I did have to throw up. But that's usually about it.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Technically, I don't need any more steaks, so I'll go yell at this and see how this works. All right, but let us move on. This next one comes from Master who learned Idrisfield's value on Grailfront. Very good at keeping people alive, yes. Question, hey, Lucky Omega, which Grailfront battle was your favorite? I would say normally I was going to defer this, but I'm probably not going to talk about it because I don't have a favorite one. I found them all tedious.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I don't think I have a favorite. The design of the Grailfronts doesn't really credit you to a favorite one. Because it's not... yeah, I'll say this. Like, I think the mechanic is interesting. I'll be glad to see them, like, iterate on it several times. In this first one, I don't think any of them were, like, fun. Because what would be fun about them? Being able to pick your servants, but you can do that anyway. They artificially constrain you, right?
All right.
Like, this is strategy, you know? So, there are tactical constraints for whatever reason, and, well, that can be interesting. It can make you pay attention. That wasn't really fun for me. Mostly it was me yelling at the game for, like, kicking the shit out of there. Just like, hey, stop moving, or how the hell do you have all the buttons?
Mm-hmm.
You know? Why do you get 10 more movement points than me, you jerk, you asshole? So yeah, I don't really have a favorite either. People in chat seem very happy with the Berserker one.
What? Wait. I'm trying to remember. Was this 3-2-3? Or was it 3-3-2?
What, the Archer one? No, it's 3-3-2.
3-3-2. Okay.
Yeah, you got 2 full waves, and then the final wave is just 2, but then it doesn't matter, hopefully.
So I'm just thinking, oh, Talamo literally gives like the hugest fucking arts buff, but and NP damage up. You know, I'll just try it as usual and see what I can make work. The hell? Whatever.
Anyway, hey chat, you'll be happy to know that in order to spend all my EXPs, Lancer Lee is now Smile Protect.
Yay!
No, we are in the middle of Mailbag Tyrant, okay?
So, let us move swiftly on. This next one comes from Okita Loving Crow, who says, Dear Lucky Omega, I know November is still a few months away, but what servants do you think will be on the Thanksgiving banners? Especially when my mainstay Skahawk will likely not be making an appearance. I'm hoping for an extra Okita Alta banner. Excuse me. I had a brain there.
That monster.
Yep.
Attacking his brain cells.
Mm-hmm. So I can get one last copy of her to eventually get her to level 120 with all 3 of her been skills level 10. Doi. Yeah, why am I not able to hacking? Yes, their MP is so damn low. Why does it stop at fucking... Sorry, I am literally trying to figure out, like, why this happens.
Wait, what happens?
Why, I can't loop on it, because it's 3... It's 3...
They're Berserkers, so don't Berserkers give less refund?
Do they? Is that a thing?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yes, that is the thing. Different classes give different refund. I talked about this weeks and weeks ago when we first got app end skills and the 5-star dailies, because I was trying to talk to people like, yo, why can't I loop some of these dailies? And they're like, oh, it's because different classes give you different refund levels. Yep, it is worse for berserkers. Okay.
Well, that explains that.
Yeah, there's a lot of hidden subsystems in this game that I kind of wish we would just flatten the fuck out. But anyway, we're here. But I am currently trying to backtrack. I'm gonna look at some different summon banners throughout the month.
If I hit myself with the fucking... Let me see.
Already.
I don't know if that'll be enough, but let's see.
Was there any banner for the stage performance? Well, that wiki didn't help me. That page is incomplete for some reason.
Okay, yeah, that was enough to give me the full refund. Okay, sick.
I'm so nettled by the frickin' FGO fandom wiki.
All right.
Why do you not have some kind of context-sensitive searching? I gotta fucking manually dig this up. I literally searched this. How dare you? It's just great and super suck.
This probably won't give me full refund, but let's see where it goes.
There was an extra 5 sync quartz. I guess we're kind of getting that out of the whatever right now. Stuff like the back to school. But that didn't have a banger. I forgot about the fact that we reran Nightingale in the frickin' middle. It was literally October was when they started the Christmas rerun.
Oh,
We're
hey!
not going to be doing that, by the way.
And with that...
Is there a banner on the pre... Yeah,
Perfect!
There was a banner of some stuff on the pre-release for that, but that's the Imaginary Scramble.
And let's see here.
Yeah, so I'm looking over the events that happened in JP for the rest of this year, and no, there's not really any extra summon banners. There wasn't like because it was obviously during the Backstreet Boys reunion tour time. But
Nice.
There wasn't like a kill map or anything to catch up with. So this question is about Thanksgiving banners. We had our slight interlude there about figuring out NP rewards. I have absolutely, literally no idea. How would I know? Because there's nothing to like catch up on for like extra banners we didn't get. So usually, I believe they transplant a couple from New Year's. But which ones they transplant, I would have no idea. Oh, Ilya's on the New Year's banner. He's probably not showing up again on Thanksgiving. I mean, as usual, I will predict Gil, just because it's always Gil. Like, a lot of people are like, it's always Hawk, but it's also always Gil. So it's gonna be Gil. Other than that... Anyway. Super sick. I mean, there are some fun ones, like, I know some people, I think, have predicted that NA will get an extra Arjuna Altar rate up sometime. Could be that. But at this stage, I really do not know, because there's, like... Guys, it's gonna be... The next couple months are gonna be weird. Like, if we're literally getting Gouda Gouda, like, probably next... Technically in a couple of weeks, like... Yes, there's a pre-release to Imaginary Scramble, so that'll probably take up most of October, but, like, damn, I really don't know. I guess they do have to find a way to fit the Nightingale rerun in December, probably, is what they're gonna do. They're gonna just fucking move it. Yeah, that's right. That was supposed to be earlier this month, I think. Actually, no. The Argatlum banner is later, and I don't remember if that had a summoning banner.
I think I figured out my 3-turn setup. When we get done with here, I might set this back. I might set this up on my FGA and just let it run for until I hit like 200 apples, gold apples. I think that's a good number to stop at. Explosion! Anyway, do you have anything else to say on Omega?
No.
Alrighty then, we shall move the swiftest on. So, this next one comes from Need More Boxes. They say, Dear Lucky Omega, no question, only Lotto. Great show. Good vibes. Wah wah wah. More articulate next week. People are just pushing buttons.
While I was cleaning out my inventory of all my XPs, I got 2 super sucks back to back, so I'm able to
Big suck.
completely max level Lancer Lee with silver embers even. Alright.
I have actually taken on just selling my silver embers right now because I think I need mana prisms more than I need just to fill up XP right now.
I possibly do. Maybe I should try that. But I had some left over, was just trying to clear my backlog. Another apple?
Alrighty.
By the way, chat, to let you know, because I know you're curious, that'll be 645 gold apples after I ate one. I have 702 silver apples.
Oh shit, this is probably not going to be enough. Oh, it was. Sick. Thank you, level 120 Tamamo.
And also probably a little bit of NP level RNG. You never know.
Well, that's the good thing about Automata. If it doesn't have commands, it'll just automatically just pick 3 random cards.
We actually had this as a discussion at one point.
Yeah. No, technically FGA is a bot. It's just a very simple one.
Yeah. Simple process.
But we shall move on. This next one comes from the Tyrant King, now making a thick Dark Elf deck in Vanguard. But they say, hey, question. Guys. Lucky, why did you do that? They say, question. Hey, guys. With Gouda Gouda coming up possibly, which Gouda servant would you want to see? That's it for me. Sending you good vibes and hope that you have a nice evening and 3-day weekend. Out of the I mean, I'm still waiting on my fucking Lady Yodagiri, but she hasn't actually appeared yet.
No, it's just another illusion they did. But they did Big Woo, so...
They did do Big Woo! I mean, Summer Cha-Cha... Actually, I think Summer Cha-Cha is probably next. Now that I think about it.
Just see what happens.
Because we got Summer Nobu, we got Summer Okita...
Summer Okita Altar.
Summer Okita Altar, yeah.
Do any of the Gouda Gouda guys have a costume yet?
I don't think so.
That feels like an untapped market.
I mean, Nobukatsu has the Summer 2nd Ascension.
True. Which is very funny.
Very funny. But... yeah, no. Sorry, I'm just like running like over... Well, no, technically Ryoma's more of a... Ryoma and Izo are technically part of the Gouda Gouda gang, and Izo got a couple of costumes, none of them Summer though. And Ryoma has a 5-star alt. But...
I would also like to see Maxwell's Demon, that would be fun.
Maxwell Demon would be very good, yes. I wouldn't also mind having Imperial Capital Nobunaga.
I mean, hey, listen. Welfares can get costumes. And also, Losengle. Nobu's been out of rotation for, like, literal years. You could fix this. Give us a way to get the old Nobu welfare and give her a new costume. That's new content. There you go. Boom.
Boom.
You can send the check to...
It's like, we're a couple events behind, so I don't know, like, all the new characters. But the guy in the latest Gouda Gouda, I did like his design. I was like, oh, man, he looks cool. I know nothing about him, though, but I was like, sick. No, but I think Maxwell Demon is probably like Lady Odagiri followed by Maxwell Demon is probably my top 2. I suppose. Anyway, this next one comes from Commandant of the Purifying Force. They say, greetings, Laughing Man Lucky and Puppet Master Omega. How are you guys doing? With the constant anxiety of Lasingo canceling and or downplaying reruns for the foreseeable future, what would you think is the best compromise for the devs to hand the reruns and other associated banners with the implementations of its pity system? Good vibes to everyone. Wah 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 wah. And got Shisho on a YOLO multi. Got my Summer Kiara to 100 max skills and level 7 mana loading append unlocked. Currently waiting on Spishstar and Shisho. Nothing to report. Over and out. The fuck? What is with people being like, yes, let me tell you all this details, and then, you know, just literally say the opposite thing on the next line. I don't get this. It's like I have a nickel for every time this happened, and I have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but I find it really fucking strange that it's happened twice in a couple hours.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, for banners, I don't think there's anything to worry about so long as they do similar to what they did for Summer, right? Because that's just, there's no worry about the pity system. They just didn't do rotation for the 4-stars that would fuck it up. Yes, that does mean you have to deal with 2 4-stars at once, but whatever, you know? That's not the worst in the world. Especially because, you know, you can completely fail to roll them when they're on dual rate up anyway. Or fail to roll anybody. My horrible traumas with summer banners aside. Like, that part is fine. Especially because, you know, they're doing events with basically dead weeks anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Where there's no, like, new time lock content or anything. It's just giving you an extra week to wrap up stores and other drops, you know, if you want them. So... The summon banner part is okay. The main thing is just... I mean, yeah, actually, no. That's the whole of the question. Like, I think they've already hit the best compromise for banners. Is just do rerun banners. It's all the other event stuff that's non-banner related that, like, that's where we still don't have any system for that. And at this point, any system would be good. But I would prefer probably like a event interlude tab where they just add old events to replay for welfares and stuff. Maybe not call it main interlude because they're not main story related, but like, there's a lot of continuity here that keeps getting referenced that people have like no way to access.
I'm thinking, you know, just call them side stories. Side logs.
Yeah. Whatever ultimately works. Because in Japanese, they'll call it one thing, but that will, you know, it won't be cool in English, so we'll call it something else over here, probably, possibly.
Possibly.
Just thinking about all these Yu-Gi-Oh cards, which because they're in Japanese, their name's something in English. They're like, we're cool, but it's just like in English, it's just like a normal phrase, and they had to, either they didn't change it and it just sounds normal, or they had to change it to something else because it's just like it's not exciting at all. What was it? Oh yeah, right. My famous example of this is Evil Twins Easy Game, which in Japanese is Evil Twins Easy Game, which, you know, in Japanese it's like, ooh, English, cool. They changed it to, they localized it as GGEZ because they kept the, like, weird slanginess of it, because just calling it Easy Game was just normal. Plain. But yeah, they could call it anything they want. Just do it. Do the thing. It doesn't matter if they call it something. Just make it happen. And that, if you just do that, that solves the like, having to worry about blitzing or time constraints on reruns. You can just do it at your leisure and get the welfares, and like, is that gonna break anything? No. There's no PvP, it won't break anything. People are not suddenly gonna be power loading through content because 4 years later they can finally get Rider Kentoki again. Also, I'm not tempting shit with summer banners. I'm already cursed. We've been doing the show for like 5 years. You guys don't know how badly I do on summer banners? To say nothing of Lucky and the 13 Mamas. By the way, Lucky, I'm gonna warn you. You don't want to roll on the... I know you already didn't, but you especially don't want to roll on the Imaginary Scramble pre-release banner that has Summer Raikou on it. It does also have MHXX. I'll live.
Anyway. Moving on. The next one comes from Mr. Worldwide Mirai-kun, aka future Mr. Queen Himiko. Hope you fellows are keeping cool out there. Question. What are any future servants YouTube fanatics planning to roll simply due to love for the design and or personality / lore? As you can guess, with my meager 260 Saint coins would be preferred to my future main squeeze Himiko. Uganda knuckle clicks.
It's an old meme, sir, but it checks out.
It is. It took me a second round, but that's technically a sound effect, and we don't allow those here. But it makes me kick, so I will allow it.
This person's also gone apeshit with their parentheticals, but
yeah.
in like not a bad way, just the yokes.
Mm-hmm. Despite the only servants I'm interested in being battle-wise being Shinsengumi, Virgil, Dami Mami Shuten, and Forge Gramps, I'm gonna go balls out in ancient Japan for true love and political power. Wishing all the community luck as well to you, Omega, Master of Tomboys, and Lucky, Wrangler of Morally Grey. Thick. I appreciate that.
I mean, honestly, for a lot of us, it's usually, like, for the most part, it's, because, clairvoyance, we're like, I love this design.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's a big one for us. Like, obviously, recognizing Himiko, but also Himiko has a good design. I'm like, that's cool. We'll see about that.
Himiko does have a really good design. I really do love her historically, but I was like, I got a Buki Doji coming, like, up.
A lot of stuff, yeah. It's a rough year. We know.
So... like, I want to try and save a little bit, so I'm gonna pass. I gotta pass.
Yeah.
But like I said, a Buku Doji is gonna be like my big one. Like I am just a man who loves Raita designs. Like this is the other like I know there's a Kitokugi raid up somewhere in Heian-kyo. I'm probably gonna make a decent effort on that as well. Because Kentucky is just cool. Motherfucking golden. Like, nothing to say the fact that he's still a fucking solid single target berserker. Buster berserker.
Yeah, is it 50% battery, 50% attack up?
Yeah.
And if you don't kill them, he does stun with his NP?
Yeah.
Just like, nah, man.
Nah, he's green. Like, he's golden. He's just fucking golden. That's all we gotta say. And he's gonna get his fucking Heian costume too. I'm like, yes, give it to me.
There's a reason why we have 2 golden emotes.
We do. We have golden ooh and golden yeah.
On our Discord server, remind you, I do not know if we will be able to.
No, I'm not gonna. Like, someone else made the.
Yeah. I mean, they're edits, so they're not our edits, and also they are edits of. I think they're both based on He-Man screenshots.
Yeah, they are.
That is Kadoki's original haircut. In case you didn't notice, it really do be like that. Loth, of course, is a absolute gremlin and just types our Discord emote names in YouTube chat because, why the fuck not?
I'm trying not to think too far ahead because, like I said, I already know that I'm going to be going very hard for Koenskaya's and Summer Kama. And I'm trying not to think about everything else in that moment. It's just like, no. The more I think about the others, the more I'm going to want them. So just like, no. Yeah. Become void.
I mean, I've failed to do some of these. Like, I'm really into Odysseus from a mythological perspective, and I spent cash on that, and I came away with just an NP. I think it was only NP6 Kirky.
Actually, let me try this. Let me see what happens if I whittle this man down a little bit. If I can get more overkill out of it. Because overkill usually gets you a bit more.
Yeah, overkill damage is usually the good stuff.
Yes, Morgan is next year. Don't remind me, Architect. Why are you doing this to me? Let's see here.
How could this happen to
Nope,
me?
it's the same. Well, no, actually, no. It got me 3 extra %. So technically, I was right, but it wasn't enough.
No, Loth, we don't need a Rider Kentucky rank up. We need a way that tiny baby players can get good old Rider Kentucky.
You guys are just reminding me of everything that I want, and it's killing me inside. Why do you do this? We're just gonna move on, so I don't have to think about this anymore.
Because they're parasocial vampires. They're just sucking up all our social.
So, we shall move on. This next one comes from Hassan of Waiting for Reruns That Will Never Come. Play the violin here. Hey, Loki and Mega. German? What is this? Google! What is this?
Y'all gotta stop typing in them foreign languages that I don't speak.
It is German. Hang on.
I figured as much.
You guys might have heard that, but I don't care.
Click.
We's get dir. But apparently means, how are you doing? In German. Skahat has once again evaded me despite my best efforts to get her. Will be the last time I ever go for her. My question is my question to the two of you. While vocally and aesthetically pleasing, is a bit of a pain to say. It says, servants who gave you the most grief when it came to rolling for them. Skahak for me in all her forms. Best of luck on your farming and sending good vibes your way. Cheers. I believe mine is still MHXA. I think I have spent like several hundred on like various banners to get her. And at one point I just unleashed my soul's fire and says it will burn until I have her. And it burned. I think on my latest run it took me like $600. And on other banners I think I spent like, anywhere between $100 and $200. So I'm pretty sure I spent more than $1,000 trying to get MHXA. I'm pretty sure. Ugh.
Despite that comment I had about Odysseus, I still believe it's regular Musashi. Because there were two banners that I tried that on. Her New Year's premiere and then the Shimosa, and neither of those worked.
Rider Ultra Gid didn't give me a lot of grief, but I still managed to get her on one banner.
Yeah.
MHXA was like...
Somebody literally in chat asked you about, did you have an MHXA before this raid?
Yeah.
But yeah, no. For me, it's because I still don't have Saber Musashi because I've slightly given up trying. I'll use my NP2 summer one instead. She's tan. But yeah, no. There's a couple, but I think for me Musashi is the biggest story. Tamale.
Ooh, tamale. Oh, do I want... No, I ate like 2 burritos yesterday.
You're good. You just had this conversation about eating too much. You're fine.
But let's see here. Let's move on. This next one comes from Yeet If You Feel. Crasinator submitting a late mailbag after readjusting my spine Dark Knight Rises style since I was too busy falling down like Sub-Zero. The Mythologies version, of course. But they say, thanks for the content. I'll probably have a question for you next week if I can gain the mythical ability to remember to write anything down. Subtlety in writing and neuronal activations are 2 of my best traits, I'm told. Sending good vibes. Wah 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 wah. Source, Mortal Kombat Mythology, Sub-Zero. Match Maximilian Dude's playthrough for almost 6.5 hours of laughter. Well, thank you very much, but I have nothing really much to say about that. I hope you remember.
Yeah.
This next one comes...
Let's Plays, that does remind me.
What?
I've been watching... so, I've mentioned them before, but there's a channel that does... Just She's an LP. They do Dogs Must Die, the JoJo podcast. They are on a slight hiatus because Stone Ocean is still not done. Gonna wait another 3 to 6 months. And they're all caught up otherwise. They finished part 5 very recently. But they also do Let's Plays on the channel, obviously, hence the LP name. And I've been recently watching their run-through of Uncharted 4, actually. It's a few years old. But, Lucky, remember how we spent, like, half an hour to an hour just in that old lady's house, like, picking everything apart?
Yeah.
They kind of sort of do their whole Let's Play that style. There is judicious use of photo mode to just look at random background details.
That's cool.
And I think the guy playing it, Chip, like memorized all the collectible locations too, so he can show them all to you. So like, if you want like in-depth LPing with some commentary, like edited style, go check those guys out. That'll kill a few hours. I'll probably have more other stuff to talk about at a later date. Anyway, the future, the question. Like moving on to.
Yes. So this next one comes from casual LTFGO viewer in Bonehell. They say, hello, Lucky Omega. I have nearly farmed 500 boxes, currently at 423, and only have a couple silver apples remaining, but I still need 100 bones to skill up my current servants. Frowny face. What are your plans for your account other than rolling the servants you want? Hang on. Have a good day. The plans for my account is just to, you know, keep cruising and keep a bruising, I suppose.
Yes, I will continue to play FGO.
Like, I will work on leveling up my favorite servants, like, you know, all my Tamas and all my Kamas, and then my Sakuras. This Grand Front has been making me consider that, like, I should maybe consider doing lower rarity servants, like some of my particular favorites.
Yeah, but guess what? You don't get that lower level bonus in Grailfront, so it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah. But no, like, I've been thinking about this, like, man, if I had, like, you know, a level 100 Blackbeard, I could have, like, wrecked some shit.
It's true. Grails are truly OP.
Yeah. Because, you know, Blackbeard only costs 4, and then I could have actually thrown a CE on him, and it wouldn't cost me, like, you know, like, literally half my fucking points.
Leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely some fun stuff there for some Grails.
Mm-hmm.
I should Grail Gareth, actually. I used her a lot in this event.
But, oh, let me see here. Let me unleash.
There's a lot of... I don't know, I'm getting spare EXPs. I think I got all my new servants leveled now with Lancer Lee. I just accidentally double-clicked somebody on my support list repeat. I have no idea what CEs they have or what servant it was. Let's go.
Let's fucking go! But.
Oh, shit. Actually, that was good. It's somebody who had a... I didn't even realize somebody has a K-Scope Ishtar. Cool. Easy 3-turn. Easy clap. Anyway, yes, we were moving on.
Moving on. So... this next one comes from... He who raised Xehanort and does not regret it. Greetings, Sith Lucky and Jedi Master Omega. Who are your favorite low severity reverends, either character-wise or gameplay-wise? Now, enjoy your day and let the darkness consume you. The only thing that's going to be consuming is my consumption of some sort of food here in a bit. But, you know, speaking of low-rarity servants, I really do like Blackbeard. Like, Blackbeard, like, believe it or not, is pretty solid kit-wise. He is, like, you know, a rider with AoE Buster, but he does have a damage steroid, and he has,
Yep.
MP steroid as well. His third skill's a little weird, honestly.
Makes him tanky, though.
Yeah, it makes him a little tanky.
Also, a decent number of supports are female, so,
yeah.
you know. If you're getting dragged through some of the content.
Yeah, no, like I said, I was just mentioning it. Like, if I had, like, spare Grails, like honestly, I am kind of excited for Grail Forging here. When is that going to land? Next year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, allegedly. We don't actually know because, like I said, they gave us some shit real early this year, so...
True.
I think it naturally comes next year, but we just don't know.
We don't. But once I can actually start, like, hopefully once I can start, like, pumping some additional Grails, like, I'll start working on,
Yeah, I'm definitely getting more EXPs than I know what to do with right now, so I should probably, like I said, I should look into grilling a couple of people.
Oh, like, if you have a Grail George, that man just will not die.
No, he's always been an absolute unit of a tank.
Yeah. Like, then especially you, like, when he starts doing, like, calling everyone a dragon and then slapping them, like, pretty hard, too.
Well, yeah, that's the funny thing. Like, his kit is all tanky, but then he's got a single target NP.
Mm-hmm.
Which is arts, too, so that's a pretty high damage potential up there.
Yeah, no, George is good. But no, like, also...
Speaking of low-level taunters, though, because this is asking about low levels we use, I used Leonidas as Buster budget support for a long time, and still occasionally use him because he's got a lot of guts going on. Very tanky.
Very tanky.
Gareth is actually like fairly hard to kill with her defensive buffs and a taunt, but also her NP has Pierce Invul, which is pretty good for, you know, a 2-star that's pretty easy to NP5.
Mm-hmm.
You know, always good to get your true damage on there. So pretty good at resolving a lot of stuff. I mentioned earlier in the stream, though, that like I am still addicted to Arash comps. I've used Chen Gong a little, but I'm just like, nah, I'm just going to feed Arash a Bond Grail, and we're just going to go. We're just going to keep skeleting. Because that battery he has is just so slick with like an imaginary element to just get in there and just be like, nope, you're dead. You're all dead. Get the fuck out of here.
No, I'm also a big fan of Asterios because he can. Well, he's not like, you know, like he's more. It's strange as he's a berserker, but he's definitely a more defensively minded unit. He just slaps enemies with like defense down, attack down, and stuff.
Yeah, if you can actually work him to get his to fire off his NP, which again in this day and age, not hard.
Not hard.
That is the big debuffs, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of budget supports, I actually thought of another one. Hans. I used Hans a lot before Merlin came out.
Mm-hmm.
Because he is a fairly reliable, fairly cheap support. Ooh, my Castoria is Bond 6. Thank you for the sync points.
Yay. No, like a lot of the lower units are good. It's just sometimes they need specific niches, or they need a few grails to really get up and go.
Yeah, I think I talked about this. Obviously, 3-star is still the middle tier, but my Medusa is grailed to 80. Because high-level riders were hard to come by, and I still can get Drake for, like, freaking years? Yeah, like a year and a half? Because it was the... It might have been 2 years. Because that was my one double GSSR, was I got Drake and Melt. So that was obviously after both of them came out. I think that was a New Year's. That would have been, like, 2 years into the game. And some change. So, like... in the early game, yes, I had a Mary, but Maria's not good at dealing damage. So, like, I needed to, like, make my own damage dealer, and Medusa with her, you know, strength buffs and stuns was good. And then they gave her a battery, which was amazing. Like, Grails are... We've joked about this a lot, but Grails do really make Servants OP, even if it's just a couple of levels. Like, when you Grail somebody to 5-star levels, you get some real bang for your buck.
Mm-hmm. Alright, but let's move on. This next one comes from Agent 418, who says, hello, Tactical, Lucky, and Reborn Omega. Are you ready for even more farming with hunting quests? P.S. Hope everyone has a good Memorial Day weekend. I'm not having a good Memorial Day weekend. Wait, I thought it was Labor Day. Hang on.
Space time.
Yeah, Memorial Day is May 30th. We have Labor Day in September.
Yeah, it's Labor Day.
And Labor Day is... Oh, it's this weekend. Yeah, guess what? I don't get that off. Yes, the day in which we're supposed to rest from our labor and appreciate that I have to go to work. It's great.
Technically speaking, if it's a 3-day weekend holiday, I also don't get those. Other than the time that I had a Jove-enforced 3-day weekend on July 4th this year. Because my internet was fucking out for like a day, which sucked. Because time waits for no man, and the fact that it's a holiday is a great time to stream. So, please, this Labor Day, come watch us labor through Great Ace Attorney!
Did you fucking Buddy Christ at them?
Yes I did. I hope that the click came through.
It did, that's why I was just like...
Yes, I did click double finger guns. Oh god, Robyn, yeah. That, Robin Hood I used so much back in the day to just nuke before I got even nukier archers. But yeah, no, I gave him the James.
Give him the jams. Yeah, actually, no, this Lotto box is actually pretty good for Bond, too, now I'm thinking about it. Next one I'll have enough for another 2 boxes. I'll probably open those then. So, moving this oneth. This last one, I should say, comes from the Headless One, saying, sending the good vibes. Wah, 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 wah. I love that they made this little emoticon. What is this? What is the last emote there?
I believe that is Cash Money.
It is! That's cute.
Yeah. By the way, as much as I love to shill about our lovely members, you get a membership badge and emotes, which you are seeing in live chat now. But you can also use those in other places on our channel, including on our community pages and in our comments. So, there are members who in Mailbag will have some fun with some of our channel emotes.
Oh, I bet level 100 Kyo probably does some good work in Grailfront. But
yeah, as we should probably get into, though, I don't know. We've been going for about 2 hours. Maybe we should take a short intermission.
Should we take a short intermission?
Sure.
Let's take a short intermission.
I'll pause the audio. I'll go refill my bottle of water.
All right, and we're gonna insert.
We are done with Mailbag.
Yep, and we're gonna insert an ad now.
All right, audio is paused. I'm gonna go fill my water bottle. I'm back.
Alrighty. I am back. Let me double check a few things here.
QP dailies are kind of better, but you can get multiple stuff done at once.
Oh yeah.
Like skill gems. Also, Lucky is back. I will unpause it for the thing.
I see we still got some drama going on.
We'll work on that another time when we're not live streaming.
Indeed.
Oh, my water bottle is full. My nose is still itchy. But okay, we are fully back. We are donezo with Mailbag, with news, obviously, so that means it's time for the official Caldeus Free Talks, which is what I'm saying, Girlfriend final impressions, because obviously the Girlfriend ends in a couple of days and the actual quests are out of the way. And there wasn't really a lot there. Other than that the end of the Girlfriend event does clearly state there shall be more Girlfriends, right?
Hey, Ferris, thank you for the good vibes. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yes, thank you for the super chat, Ferris. With the floaty money. But yeah, so Grail Front is basically over, other than, the Lotto boxing. But not all future Grail Fronts will be Lotto format. In fact, I don't know if the futures are. They do some different stuff. Some Grail Fronts are, like, very simple. They're just the new maps and, like, no real story content at all. But they got a few things out there. So, yeah. We kind of alluded to this earlier, but I like the concept of Grail Front a lot, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I like the concept. I mean, I think it's cool. I think it's cool to add like an actual like tactical element to everything.
Yeah, like the fact that they actually managed to design this system is really, really neat. And in concept, anyway, it's balanced. But in execution, this first one is a little rough. I kind of personally felt like a lot of the time I was almost always out of points. I literally never used CEs, even though they give you CE slots in this mode.
Mm-hmm.
Just because there's not enough cost to do it. And they're like, I get that some of this event was probably aiming for, like, trying to get you into using lower rarity servants, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they gave them the extra bonus and stuff. But because that didn't cross over into the actual Grail Front maps, low rarity servants are still kind of a detriment. Like, obviously they have lower cost, and then you might be able to equip CEs.
No, but like...
Go ahead.
No, but that's the thing. It's like the enemy servants still hit like a fucking truck. Like even like Sans crit, like that's like 4K to like 6K and attack. And if you're going 1-on-1, they're gonna just end you. Like any low rarity servants. Like there was a few times I did field like my Blackbeard or my Asterios, and it did not matter. Like. My Blackbeard strategy was he was just a delaying tactic. I threw him in the front to just hold them off for a turn or two so I can move my other units into better positions.
Yeah, I definitely use that a lot. I got some blockers, but like,
Yeah,
enemy servants are still like, 70 to 90k HP. They still hit like trucks. And sometimes the enemy got 2 break bars. That was also a little rough.
Yep.
That was a Berserker one too, wasn't it? That was the one everybody said they enjoyed. But yeah, so, like, there is some strategy, and, like, I like that there are strategic elements, obviously, with the kind of, whatchamacallit, the blocking, obviously, the chump blocking, but also, I mentioned earlier, like, exploiting the AI, getting the AI baited, because, like, when you're in the early game, and yes, there is actual, I will say this is another good thing about the tactical structure, there is actually, like, early game, mid game, late game, right?
Right.
Like, there are early strategies, late strategies, etc., and usually the maps would have different reactions for different stuff. Like, the enemy wouldn't move some of his servants right away. Other servants would absolutely move right away and start moving towards you and other stuff like that. So, like, when you get into that late game, if you put pressure on the master, the AI will feel compelled to use moves, sometimes even waste them, like dancing back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
Also, possibly because he doesn't have a lot of servants left. So you can kind of, like, make that work to your advantage by trying to get the AI to react in certain ways or waste movements that don't matter, or you can easily, like, position yourself so that, yes, your opponent attacks you, which is usually bad because they get the upfront there. Like, getting surprise attacked is usually the worst, especially if it's neutral or, God forbid, they have class advantage. But if you can bait the enemy into a choke point where they attack somebody they have class disadvantage against, and you can kind of back them up, that gives you extra turns, right? And extra servants to use. So, that's a lot harder to arrange, I found, on the offensive to make sure, because just the way maps are designed is there are quite a few choke points in them. So getting your guys to, like, surround enemies can be quite difficult in other areas, whereas, you've got different flow and stuff.
Yeah.
So there is strategy, but I felt like, I don't know, I feel like they were overly constrictive in this first run of the Grail Front, right?
I definitely think so as well.
Because obviously they didn't want you to go ham, like, fitting in, you got like 7 or 8 guys in the last map. So they didn't want to let you go ham and fit like 8 Grailed servants. Because that would be a little too cheap, even with the enemies being HP'd up. But I also feel like they didn't take for the account for the fact that, like, the systems, you know, with the way enemies are designed, with break bars, with like 90k HP, with the way that the different advantages work with attacking versus defending, you know, like I feel like they cut a little too lean, because like honestly the one I disliked the least, because I actually had to run it multiple times, was the last node. Because hypothetically you have a lot of slots, there's no fucking way you can fill all that slots. You can only fill it with low level guys, but then they suck, they die.
Yes.
Unless you have like a shitload of Grail low-level servants, but that requires a lot of Grails. And yes, I get that it's like Grail front, but whatever. But yeah, so the way I beat that one is I tried it with low levels, and I just got picked apart because like there's too many open slots and like a lot of choke points and dancing with buffs and stuff. So what I did was I just picked my 4 most busted-ass servants and went. Which was Mothman, Grailed Mordred, Herc, and Super Orion. And I had Super Orion do the runaround and blitz the QB, while Herc, Mordred, and Jinshi Wong just face tanked the enemies who kept trying to charge down the line straight for Master. I boxed myself into a corner so they couldn't get at me, and then just like I just whittled away at the enemy until Super Orion could get in there, and Super Orion did 2 of the 3 damage I needed on Master M directly. Then I just ran myself around the corner while baiting out his like last 2 remaining servants or so, and finished him off myself, which was kind of satisfying, but like it wasn't necessarily fun, right? It was just like, okay, well, what am I going to do to this? Well, I'm just going to get my biggest, strongest guys, and I'm just going to try and withstand, you know, with the side of aggressive strategy. Lots of other times I was able to just eliminate all the servants, you know, because you can kind of play around with stuff. Though there were plenty of times I eliminated Master M directly because, again, the AI is kind of easy to, like, start ping-ponging back and forth. I don't remember which map it was, but there was one point where, like, Master M is located on just, like, a giant loop, so I was kind of able to be like, okay, I'll kind of, like, pressure him a little from one end with one servant, then he swaps with his other servant, and then I just run another person around and slam into him. Oh, though that does remind me, another problem I had with the last map was the fact that the enemy gets 10 whole extra moves over you.
Oh, yeah.
They get 10 points of movement, which means they get 3 attacks per turn. No matter what you do, you will only ever get 2.
Yep.
Or a swapsy, because swapping is fucking expensive, damn. And, like, you might not think it, but that is such a disadvantage, especially when the game rewards aggro strategies. Like I said, with that initial hit, it's like, damn. You know? So, it's a fun concept. I feel like the way it played out was a little not...
Oh, I forgot to Ascender. That's what's up.
What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't think it was necessarily the best fine-tuned. It was definitely more against you than it was
an
for...
experiment, for sure.
Like, it was definitely more against you than I think it should been, and I think it played too strongly the people who have, who use low rarity servants with, like, a fuck ton of grails in them.
Yeah. Which admittedly is normally a dominant free-to-play strategy.
Yeah.
But still, it's definitely something where, like, what if you don't have, like, a lot of grails on a lot of different classes, you know? You
know, like, I'm saving grails because, you know, of clairvoyance. So, you know, like, but my main strat was, like, same as Omega. If I could, I just put out, you know, whoever I had grailed, which, I only have 4 grailed servants. I have a level 100 Tama Lancer, level 100 Tama Cat, level 120 Tama Mo, and level 100 Kama. Which is a pretty good spread, and they're all pretty good units, which is probably the only reason why it worked. Like I said, my Tamamo is a Tama tank.
Yes. Tamamo has a very high HP spread naturally, so when you start grailing, those numbers get really ludicrous.
No, like, there's just been a lot of times where I'm just constantly popping Fox's Wedding on Tamamo. And since I have... Good Fox, I can't remember what it is, Good Fox, Good Wife, but since it increases self-healing, just basically I could heal like 6k on Tamamo with like every MP, and I was like, go, stay alive! Stay alive!
Yeah, turtling is definitely a very strong strat, especially
Yeah.
with the way the skill cooldowns work. One thing I am glad about, because I misunderstood this in the way I read, I don't know if it's a thing for like later games or not, but like I interpreted from reading the descriptions of it that you couldn't use master skills unless you were right next to them. I'm so glad that's not true. I could use master skills from anywhere. That's really good, especially with the way the skill cooldowns work. So very, very strong options there that kind of let you play some stuff. I definitely played towards more healing and dodging ones. And like I said, I flexed my muscle on some low rarities. I used Gareth a lot as a low-level Lancer slot because she has a taunt. And her NP is very good at killing enemies. I obviously used my Grailed Mordred a lot because, again, Mordred is also a tank. She's got a shitload of HP, and her third skill is a, like... It's like a one-turn, like, 40 or 50% defense buff. Plus, that's her debuff clear and her battery, so, like, very tanky, very chunky. And, hey, there were actually some Arthur-type enemies to get her trait damage on. And I kind of feel like the extra class slot was almost redundant because every single time that came up, that was a ruler for me. Like, they should have just made it a ruler slot because the fact that rulers resist all the classes is just like, yeah, that's what I do. I use Estrella here, or I use Qin Shi Huang. Why would I ever use, like, yeah, I could use, like, an Avenger for big damage, but it's really hard to set up big damage without support stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So... There's a lot of emergent gameplay, and I assume that's why they, like, straight up said, hey, we want to do this again. Hey, don't worry, there's more Grail Fronts coming. And, like, they've done a lot because they probably very rapidly realized the kind of stuff that players do and, like, how to interact with that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so, just in general, like, there's a lot of room for growth, obviously. Yeah, I guess you could use MASH in that slot because it is there, right? But the problem with MASH is, again, because you can't guarantee team setups. Like, you can't guarantee... It's without positioning, you can't always guarantee you will have multiple servants in a fight. MASH kind of sucks flying solo. She's not really good at damage output. She's really good at tanking. And obviously, as Loth just brought up on choke points, sometimes that works enough, but... Again, there are multiple strategies. The game does have variance. It does have tactics. It's just like you said a minute ago. I feel like it's a little overly restrictive in this first instance. It stacks the deck against you a little high, presumably because they don't necessarily know how players are going to react to it. I personally would have gone the route of making it too easy and then tuning it. But I do know that I feel like with a lot of different games, game designers do usually prefer to make something not quite too hard, but harder, and then dial it back.
Well, yeah, like, I would say that definitely be because I think people will get pissed off a lot less if you make something too hard and be like, oh, okay, art bad, and then dial it down, rather than make it too easy and then dial the difficulty up. People will get way more pissed if people make it harder, I think, than people will get pissed than something being made easier.
True. And that may be why, and there's probably other reasons as well, why just in general game design, you see that a lot more where they'll, like, introduce a content and make it harder, and then they'll be like, okay, too hard, roll it back. Tune down. So, like, I've heard a lot of people say that, like, future Grail Fronts are much more diverse with maps and stuff, and, like, they do play with your point totals and let you actually do some different stuff. And honestly, I would kind of prefer it, actually, if the, like, event bonuses carried over to the Grail Front maps, because I feel like that would have actually played with my selection a little. Because, like, I tried to kind of play around a little, but ultimately I ended up with just like, hey, who's my best in slot? Like, when I was using assassins, I was using my Python a lot because Python is AoE for me. She's my probably best AoE assassin. Because Gray's a little situational. I think I need to level my skills on my Gray as well a little, but again, she I think works better for like event farming, not necessarily for killing servants. But like with the way the skill cooldowns worked with Yume Ren, I could have her loop her HP recovery per turn on herself, basically, right?
Right.
or loop her NP recovery and keep her buff removal resistance, which that skill for me is maxed out because it's very important. So, like, that just works better. Tanking works better in this environment. I could have gone for, like, lower level assassins, but it didn't really work out. I said, you know, I was reminded of the fact that I have a Grailed Medusa because I did use her in my Rider slot a couple of times because it was just more points efficient. You know, get that higher damage, higher HP, but keep the lower cost. But ultimately for the last map, yeah, I just had to, I tried to go for the chump mode, and I was just like, fuck it, no, I'm going to do only 4 servants, because you don't need to max out your servant roster. Again, there is some flexibility here. But I just went with, like, my 4 best in slot for some stuff and went crazy. Yeah, you can just throw Cursed Armor or Kojiro in there. That's good for Star Gen, because that does actually, like, react. But I think there's some flexibility in this first one, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like there wasn't quite enough. Like, I still felt compelled to just use whatever units were best. And usually what we're best at solos, because, again, setting up team synergy was often very difficult. Or if not difficult, it was just kind of like happenstance of like, well, the choke point has formed here, so I will form my team here. But that still lended itself more towards defensive strategies. Somebody talked about, like, pairing tanks and healers is something you can do very easily with choke points. And with other cases, like, setting up, like, aggro team comps is harder. Which does make sense, you know, like, obviously Castoria just came out, Scotty's been out for a while, so, like, your double support setups, double Merlin's been out even longer. So, like, the game kind of aggressively weeding down on those strategies makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Oh, excuse me.
But with enemies, you know, still being so tanky with their huge HP pools, it's still kind of rough. You gotta think a few steps ahead. I'm definitely interested to see this mechanic again in, like, different maps, different servants, different comps. Depends on what you're doing, Loft. If you just want tickets, I think this node is better because it's just the ticket drops. But if you still need currency, Lucky literally cleaned out the shop, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you don't have any reason to run the 90+ node. Other than that, I guess you could turn the gold stock coins into even more QP, but you can also just turn more plushies into QP.
Yeah.
So, flexibility. But yeah, in the comments below, you know, let us know, like, was there a particular map you tried a different strategy? Did you have a different, you know, different experience, different servants? I know a lot of people were talking about their MVPs we mentioned before, right?
Right.
Which we already talked about what servants we ended up using a lot. It turned out to be a lot of units that we had Grails on. Though I will say, I ended up using Super Orion slightly more than my Ishtar, who is Grail, because Ishtar is very good at offense, but Super Orion is just, like, built for solos. I think this goes back to that question we had about bronzes, and people were talking about Georgios.
Yeah.
Georgios is so really good at, like, soloing and tanking and stuff. If you had a coup, especially a default coup, but any kind of coup, he's probably really good in Grail fronts because he's going to be lower cost and have really good longevity abilities.
They do make plushies. You just don't make plushies for everything.
No, there is a wide variety, but also they're, like, super in demand. Like, there are at least a couple of different faux plushes, I think. There's obviously the Musashi Bean plush.
Mm-hmm.
There is a super secret, not that secret Lost Belt 6 character who's in plushie form because, duh. That one's very popular. Yeah, the Musashi Bean is almost always sold out. Like I said, they come out with a few, but they are highly in demand, especially over here in the stateside, because they have to import them past Poseidon's Wrath.
We know how Poseidon feels about his figurines.
Yep. And what happens if Sir Francis Drake steals one of his figurines? But yeah, so Grail fronts, it's a good concept. This first one was kind of rough in a couple of places.
Mm.
I am glad they gave us, like, the full 2 weeks and only a week's worth of maps, right?
Yeah. No, like I said, I think I only did the final Grail front like a couple days ago.
Yeah, I remember you were working on it while we were doing at least one of the 14 streams.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you've got certain CEs like Volumen or Necromancy, that might work. If it's worth sacrificing a servant slot. Sometimes it is. Like, I don't remember which map it was, but there was one map where you have a literal redundant servant slot. They're a class that there's no class advantage on the map, so you can go for just adding neutral damage or another body to throw at the problems, which does work sometimes. Because the AI will prioritize attacking you, the master, but if you put a servant in their way, they will not necessarily waste attacks on it if you're also, like, getting close to their master. So there's a couple of different ways you can futz with the AI and how it works. But yeah, Girlfriend is a system I am happy to see them iterate on because, again, the concept is very cool, and I did think some of the maps are interesting. But it definitely feels like it's a
work in progress.
It's a mechanic they haven't perfected yet. It's something they can do more of. And again, I think they knew right away that they would be like, oh, this is a mechanic that now that we've set this up, we can do this a lot, and we can keep iterating on it. Because that is how the epilogue ends, which is just like, Davinci thought this was so cool, she built a machine to simulate it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
Any
it.
more Girlfriend thoughts?
Nope.
Okay. I mean, the enemy team themes can be funny, but no, I just said I did not enjoy the final map very much because of the reasons. Yeah, Gordov is like, why do we do this? It's fun, nerd. Stop. When's the next Girlfriend chat? Do you guys remember?
Isn't there one like early next year, like springish?
Yeah, I think there's one early next year.
Because I think I know Merlin has one.
Yeah. And there's the Caesar-style Cena one. So there's a couple. Chad is feverishly figuring things out through the time lag. I mean, there's a lot of Girlfriends over there.
I'm pretty sure. No, the CCC one just came out this year. I remember that.
Okay.
Because everyone was all like, "Oh, look at the CCC style. Yeah, who's the final villain?" And everyone's just like, just giving side eye to BB, and she's being like, "What?"
Yeah, right. That was this year. Oh yeah, there was actually some fun strategy. They because the servants start arguing about the Caesar in February. Okay, so it's Caesar next. Nice.
Kaiser.
Makes sense. Because that's another thing that I think the reason why they decided to go for the in story, the reason why Davinci built the simulator to keep doing this is because a lot of the servants had fun, right? Debating all their strategies and stuff. Including Mordred, which is very funny. People often forget that, before the whole betraying Arthur, Mordred was running Camelot while Arthur was fighting Lancelot in France. That's kind of why the betrayal worked so well, is because a lot of people were like, yeah, Sir Mordred's pretty cool. Well, Mordred has instinct just like Artoria.
She do battle goo.
Iskander did get some screen time. Makes sense. I don't know how you could reference this kind of turn-based strategy shit and not bring him up. Kind of shocked Waver didn't get much more than I think he had a visual cameo. I don't know if he had any lines. But yeah, there's a lot they can do with these events, and they're pretty neat. I will be happy to play that new one in February and see what they've done to iterate on it.
I'm excited too.
Yeah. But okay, that means we should do our final bits of business wind down. So obviously, I mentioned this earlier, but next week will probably be Guru Guru Yamatai pregame, because that should probably be hitting next weekend, I would assume. I think somebody said that there was a short gap, but they don't trust me. They don't need to shorten anything. We don't need any shortening right now. We need lengthening because we have a lot of fluff time in this back half. But yeah, I will assemble that for y'all next week, and we'll get into that. And you can enjoy going to the QP fields. Actually, you know what, Loft? You say that. That would be a good way to do another Iskander raid up. Loft just said there should be an Iskander themed Gale front. There should be, and he should get a costume for his fucking video game shirt.
What was it, like World Conquest or something?
Yeah, something like that.
And give him glasses,
that
too.
That would be great. God, I'm just thinking of Iskander wearing that as his casual wear and just fucking milling about Fuyuki Town.
I'm thinking about the April Fool's joke that gives you cross-dressing Waver and fucking, you know, Akihabara fucking Iskander. Give me those costumes.
Yeah. We have many things. But yeah, so, look forward to Yamate Koko pregame and the welcome to the QP fields, motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not kidding. There's literally QP fields in the next event. When is Muse? Which one? Chat's gonna answer this question before I can. Let's see. Muse strengthen 1. Ah, that is a very good question, because that was with it was with the movie campaign in JP. That will probably be sometime next year, because it happened in 2021 in JP. So they'll probably have to do... Actually, fuck it. They'll probably do it in the back to school next year.
Yeah. Thanksgiving and back to school and a couple other events is where they like, as we said before, is where they like to shove things that we might have that we can't do regionally. So
yeah, did we already get a release of the new Prisma movie officially over here?
I don't know.
I would assume so, because it was like a year ago. Or is that one of those things that's in licensing hell, which is arguably even worse? I don't know, but yeah. So yes, there are also some raids people are saying on Guda Guda, so look forward to that. It's been a while since we had raid. But the other thing is, as I like to say, it is a new month. New month, new us. Not really. But we do have some new Patreon polls. I talked about our Patreon membership earlier. You can support us at various levels for various things, getting audio, access to videos early. Oh gosh, actually, if Guda Guda really is this soon, that's right. I have to work on a Himiko Wanted.
Yep.
I'll budget that out this week. I'll have some time. So yeah, if you want to get that early, support us on Patreon. I don't know when we're getting our Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship. Call me Raid. I can't do as good an ad read because I'm not as good a video editor as some people I've seen, but I can read an ad copy. But yeah, on Patreon, at various levels, you can support us for things. Listening to Let's Talk FGO live every week, etc. I mean, if they adjusted them on the first run, they might adjust them on the first run for us, because they do that sometimes. But one of the things on Patreon is topic polls, so at the $5 and up level per month, you can get access to various polls. We have a new poll for our regular Yu-Gi-Oh! Stream series, Fail Portrayal. Check that one out. I'll talk about that more at a later date. But we also have Fan Servant Friday. I didn't really think of a theme, so I just picked some other low-level guys. People who did not do super great in polls. So we've got Eglet, I think it's Eglet. Queen of Serpents Lancer, who is winning right now, by the way. Kind of surprised by that, though we do only have 9 votes. Jacques Cousteau Rider, Lama Pen Saber, and Pecos Bill Rider, who currently has 0 votes. Isn't it sad?
Oh.
I know, you're going to make Lucky sad if nobody votes for him.
He doesn't have to win, but I want some people to vote for him at least. With
FSF, it is at least a one selection poll, so that is unfortunate for people's second best votes, but I'm trying to avoid deliberately tying things to be sassy. Because I swear to God, I feel like that happens sometimes with Fail Portrayal, as I look at 2 things which are tied with a lot of votes. I swear, sometimes you guys are just fucking with me. Also, yeah, I know some people have brought up before, like, hey, didn't Jux Cousteau win once? I'm pretty sure he didn't, because I literally looked over every Fan Servant Friday poll, and I never saw him at the top. So if he did win, I'm fucking... You need to tell me what episode it was, with a date and a timestamp. we've actually gotten into this in a fail portrayal. Like, I think chat and even Dallas has been, like, fucking Mandela affected. Like, no, we did this already. And I'm like, all right, I need proof. I need you to show me the proof. You can't just say we did it. I need to know what episode it was.
Yeah, we're talking about the oceanographer, right?
Yes, the oceanographer.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure we haven't done that. I would remember that.
Yeah. So that is an option. He is tied for second with Lamoppin for once. But it's only 9 votes, and you got about 2 weeks to do this. I usually set it for about halfway through the month just to make sure it's out of the way so we can check it out. If you're already a $5 or higher level patron, you can vote in the poll now, or you can support us to gain access to that poll, and lots of other goodies at various levels. So keep that in mind. You know, like I said, new month, we love to run it up. And, you know, you can feel free to check it out.
Yeah.
Other than that, we just have the usual business shilling. Like I said, usually we stream What's Up during this time slot every Saturday after Let's Talk FGO has come out for public. Obviously, we did not do that this week for reasons. That's a little sad because I won't be able to kind of dump some of my thoughts on some things during the week, but also I didn't have a whole hell of a lot going on. Look forward to on Monday streams or, like I said, further Wednesday streaming for maybe some thoughts on that if you want to hear what I thought about, you know, the latest block of JoJo episodes. I won't say season because it's not done yet. Or other stuff. But in general, I would recommend you check out if you want more of those loosey-goosey talk about anything vibes. Check out, obviously, last week's What's Up, but also check out both of the Final Fantasy XIV streams I did this week because, like I said, I literally couldn't make my character and log in during the first 4-hour stream, so we shot the shit a lot. At one point, I just started piping Lucky streaming to Discord his 14 coverage to YouTube just to get in there. Yeah, straight into What's Up after this. No. No, we haven't been doing this for 2.5 hours, and I do have to edit this audio down. There's another patron benefit. You can get the audio edit. After that, I'll probably do some other stuff. I know we talked about playing more 14 today, so I might log in and just clean up some stuff. Not do any quests or anything, but I've got some starter gear and other crap I can sell off.
God, it really does bug me that we can't trade to you or anything. Like, I know...
Yeah, the free trial is very trial style.
Yeah, no.
We did talk about this. It does make sense to be a botting protection, but damn, it's a little...
Yeah.
Especially because even before the trouble making a character, off-screen, I did have to go through the hoopla of, like, make a Square Enix account, connect that to my PlayStation account forever, do the, like, logins and sign-ins and verify emails as this you stuff, so, like... And I have to type in a password. Even on the PS5, it still launches the client. I did tell it at least to remember password so I don't have to manually type it, because it's bound to my PS5, so... If somebody's got access to my PS5 for my Final Fantasy XIV password, I have other problems.
And well, Mega, if you are playing later, we'll probably be in TMAT, whatever, and we can yell about whatever.
Like I said, we might shoot some shit, or I probably wouldn't do anything major, actual class quests or MSQs. Though I might want to double check, because despite being called main scenario quests, the first few of those are very non-scenario-y and very normal, very typical.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is like a funny thing, like fucking, right now in Final Fantasy XIV is an event called The Rising, which basically just celebrates Final Fantasy XIV's adventures. So you do the quest of you welcome a new adventurer and just help them get started and stuff. Like, the scale will grow and shit will get real, but for right now, it is very baby. It is baby modo.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and, like, I'm not having a, like, Axe actually asked me when he was off stream, he was like, oh, well, next time do you think you'll have more fun? I'm like, whoa, no, don't take any impression that I wasn't having fun. I just think it's funny that, like, we are setting up this very big, like, oh, you have the secret of light in your heart, but also go kill bugs. Like, the pacing for AAR is very funny to me. It's amusing. I am amused by it. I'm not, like, disappointed or bored. It's just kind of... It's a little goofy because you're talking to these, you know, characters who are going to be major later, you know, about, like, they're even mentioning things about, like, the primals and, you know, other stuff going on there that's happening, and, like, you know, the dark robed figures and other bullshit, and then also, like, you'll do that for, like, 5 minutes and then you'll spend 30 minutes, you know, running around, you know, collecting shit and doing deliveries for people, right? Because the game hasn't hit that full no breaks yet. So like I said, I was planning on, because we were going to do What's Up originally today, doing more, so I might do some more. But I will try and stick to my goal of mostly doing, like, big boy side quests, like the class quest stuff and the main story quests on stream, so you guys can see and experience my authentic reactions.
Authentic.
And I will say, at least while restrictive, the fact that the free trial is unlimited trial time does mean that I don't feel like I'm like, oh, I'm eating up my sub or my free time. So, you know, we'll get into that. But yeah, that'll probably be Wednesdays from now on, so check it out. I probably will not double stream Thursday because, like I said, I do have to find time to shoot a wanted of Himiko somewhere in there.
Somewhere.
But we are also still doing our Monday stream series. We are working on wrapping up Great Ace Attorney. People have said that we will not finish next time.
God damn it.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Funnily enough, I find it much easier to go for 4 or 5 hours even just, you know, killing ladybugs in 14 than I do to fucking power through Great Ace Attorney, because that has a lot of stuff happening that I have to process and be okay with. But hopefully we can still at least make a decent dent in that in our stream time.
It can't be any more
ready
than 2
to move on
streams.
to Mega Man X. I don't think you really bungled anything. It's just like I said, like Loth said, you are not good at not volunteering information, Axe. There were a couple of times, like immediately after Lucky left, Axe was more like volunteering more stuff, and I'd be like, wow, right after Lucky leaves, you're just swinging. I didn't ask you about that, Axe. It's don't trust me. You'll know when I ask.
This is why I yell at you, Axe.
Pecking order. But yeah, no, it's perfectly fine. Just like I said, we don't want to overwhelm me or the audience with stuff. But we'll keep going on Great Ace Attorney. Our next slot should be Mega Man X. Can be more than 2 streams?
No!
More than 2 streams.
No!
I will punch it. I will beat it into submission. Does probably mean we'll try to eyeball it for a decent chunk of change then. Anyway, that'll be Monday. If you haven't caught up, watch our latest Gensakai AP. That episode 5 is out now. We will have one more of that, pretty sure. And then we're going to be taking a break while I write more content, playtest, whatever. And Lucky should be pivoting to his Wild Talents game. I'm very excited to play. We'll probably be doing that for maybe a week or 2 and then pivot back and forth.
I'm assuming that's about 2 weeks.
I hope to also finish the latest Delta Green blob as well.
Well, like,
so we can tuck that in there somewhere.
Well, that's a good thing. Like, once you get done, like, you have if it's a couple weeks, like, once you ever get done with everything Gensakai, that means just whatever your normal ride time is like, you can just pivot over. Just go, move it over there.
And I do have, like, half a Sprawl adventure in the pocket somewhere as well.
Oh, sick.
So we've got a few things we can bounce around to if we need more time for prep stuff.
Cool.
Whether that's you or me who needs prep. But yeah, so listen to our APs. They're out there regularly. We got a few different things we're doing. Check them out. Yeah, like I said, after Great Ace Attorney, it should be Mega Man X for probably 2 streams-ish. And then, depending on the timing of that, we will either start on the second Great Ace Attorney game or find other stuff to do, because we do have a couple of games that we do want to fit in our stream schedule coming out this year. I would love to go back and have Lucky stream Plague Tale sequel, which is coming out not too far in the future. Is that October?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. So perfect for the spooky. And there's no goddamn way we'll finish the second game of Great Ace Attorney in like a month and a half, because it is already September. So we might figure out some other stuff to do in there. We may talk about this more on Monday. But also, obviously in November, Dad of Boy 2. I said Dad of Boy would return. So we'll be able to check that one out. Actually, I have a line for something. I'm fine faffing this out there. We haven't even hit 3 hours on the stream, and I'm going to edit the audio down. So I wanted to ask a question. Lucky, how familiar are you with Zone of the Enders again?
I mean, I've beaten both of them, but I played them when I was young. Well, not like young, but like mid-teens.
Back in the actual PS2 era, I assume.
Yeah. And I liked them. I enjoyed the music, and I was very much like, those games and Metal Gear made me much a fan of Hideo Kojima.
Yeah.
But, like, I can remember gameplay, but, like, story, none of it. It's like, there's a very sad boy and his fucking, mech AI waifu.
Yeah. Which, by the way, that's a terrible shame that you still can't remember the plot beats, because the original Zone of the Enders is, like, fucking... It's like 5 hours.
Yeah, I know.
Tops.
Well, I mean, I remember he's in a colony and everything's blowing up and there's terrorists and he's like, I just want to get out and live.
And then he finds the meaning of stuff. And then there's a second game where more stuff happens.
Yeah, a lot more stuff happens in the second game. I remember that, but...
It's a lot more fast-paced and plot dense. Well, I was asking because I mentioned earlier, Chip Cheesem LPs. They had they had both Zone of the Enders way back on the HD collection. It's very funny. I think they finished their second runner replay like a couple of months before Zone of the Enders second runner Mars, or Mars with the upside down A was announced, because there is a PS4 port of second runner.
Oh, really? Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah, so that would definitely be like probably a week or two long game. I was just wondering who should take that bullet, but if that's after Mega Man X, if we want to buy time for Plague's Tale, I could do that to keep us rotating.
Personally, I think I would like to do it because I can focus on actually playing, and you can hit me with lore.
That's true, because it is only the second game.
Yeah.
So we would have to talk about the first one. Yes, they did the upside down because they added PSVR compatibility, which sadly we cannot partake in. Well, it's pretty cheap on Amazon if you want to look into that one. So we'll keep that one in mind. That's why I wanted to bring it up, because I was trying to remember how familiar you were with the series and stuff. I would probably still buy it anyway, and I may just do that for funsies for me.
I mean, I'm gonna buy it anyway. Like, I recently picked up the HD collection for PS3, and it's just, I'm like, yes, yes, yes. Yeah,
it's a terrible shame that Konami probably killed Zone of the Enders 3 because they cheaped out on the HD port for the PS3.
Oh, God.
It was not a good port. I think Kojima Productions actually, like Kojima's in-dev team, had to go to a third party to like patch the PS3 version.
Wow.
Because it was just the frame rates and stuff were really bad. I haven't heard anything bad about the PS4 version of Second Runner though. But like that absolutely did probably kill their actual releasing ZOE 3, unless that's the TGS announcement this week.
Oh, that's right. It is TGS this week.
Yeah, TGS is this week, and Konami did say that they were bringing a new game, but allegedly it's not one of their major franchises, so it's probably not a Silent Hill or Metal Gear Solid something. It's not yet the rumored Metal Gear Solid 3 remaster. Because they said it was for a smaller franchise.
That probably means it's not Castlevania either, then.
Also probably true, because especially with the animated series, which is getting a sequel soon. Like, Castlevania has always been one of Konami's big boy tentpoles. Metal Gear turned that way. Silent Hill, obviously, has been very big over the years.
Yes, Loth, trust me, I channel a lot of Terminal montage memes now. Just be glad we're not actually in a call, otherwise I'd just be screaming hi-ya at you, Loth.
Yeah. But, I don't know, I mean, Zone of the Enders is really formative for me in a lot of ways, and you guys will see that if we do actually do it, which I would love to do. There's a lot of games that I really like that just having the opportunity to go back and touch on is really great for streams, especially because the Zone of the Enders games are still pretty direct. And the sound, Lucky brought it earlier, but the soundtracks are so fucking good.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, actually, I have a good question, though. Does anybody know if the anime-ass opening from the HD collection is in Second Runner Mars? Because...
God,
Konami may have cheaped out on the port, but they did not cheap out on the opening. They got Sunrise to do it.
Yeah, no, I remember that
the
shit.
Gundam studio. You remember the new opening they did? Is there perhaps a reason you remember that?
No, I think I remember the original opening, which I still thought was good back in the time.
Oh no, they're both good, but I will pull it up because I saw it in standalone. You guys may have seen me dropping some Zone of the Enders music out there. Let me find it in the YouTube history. I'll drop it in, I guess, games?
Yeah, drop it in games. It'll be fine. It's fine. They're just yakking about, I'm assuming, XB3. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I believe it is. We're rotating back into the XB3 talk, though we've had a few things talking about random stuff there, but let me scroll on down through my stuff. I have a few things, because unfortunately that... there's no official OST drop for JoJo Part 6 yet, so I don't think there's a good standalone for Jolene's theme, despite it being a banger.
No, the thing I've been watching mostly on YouTube is I keep watching the Edge Raider Not Safe for Work trailer, because it's good.
Yeah, it's really good. That'll be... No, it's a little over a week. It's not until 2 Tuesdays from now. Where'd you go? You're in my history somewhere, I know. Soundtrack, Earth Night.
Wow, Axe, you got fancy with your title here. Sorry, Axe is doing something in tabletop, and I just saw it, and I was all like, neat. But also, your title is, wow, very official.
I think Axe may hang out with some software people.
Probably.
That is probably something I could be better off with my shenanigans, but that's definitely like nice and tight. But I posted it in games.
Let me go look at it.
But yeah, no. So Konami had freaking.
Oh wait, fuck! I forgot. We're still streaming. I can't play that right now.
Yeah, we're still streaming. We probably shouldn't, even though I do believe the opening is okay. But yeah, it's freaking like they went out of their way to get again Sunrise, the Gundam. Animation studio to do their anime-ass OP. But anyway, we diverged on that for like 15 minutes. So, like I said, keep your eye on our streaming potential. We do like to stream pretty decently. You know, it's much like today. It's good to get in there with chat and stuff. So, but other than that, I don't think I have any further business. So it's probably time for an outro.
Yeah.
Unless there is something I forgot. But I don't think there was, so we will do the usual outro. Hey, if you're watching this video on YouTube, be sure to give it a like. It helps more than you think. Really get that algorithm kicking, get that out there. I see that there's still almost 40 of you left.
Thank you.
We only have 18 likes, so somebody's slacking. Click the like button right now. Or else. But you can also leave a comment on the comment section down below, obviously, and can also reach us at our Discord, link in the video description, and on our channel page. Have a fun time in our Discord. Yell about XB3 if you want. Or don't. It's all there. You can also make sure to sub to the channel so you can get our latest videos and all of our live streams and stuff. And make sure to ring that bell for notifications so you always know when our latest videos and streams be happening. So consider that one as well. Ringing the bell. It's really cool. And you can obviously support our channel memberships as well. The join button should be down there. And also there's a link somewhere. Get access to membership badges and emotes, which you have seen displayed in the live chat all this time. You can also use those in comments and community pages, like I said. It's very fun. Helps us out.
Very nice.
And obviously, like I mentioned before, you can support us on Patreon as well for a wide variety of things, including getting access to audio downloads of all of our podcasts for as little as $1 a month, or roughly $10 a year. So check those out. Alrighty, I think that is everything for today.
All right, we are done. I hope everyone had a good time. We will see you next time. Have a good evening, everyone.
Good night.
Hiya!